We're not even mucking about. No siree. We have a game. We maybe won't zoom along in real time, but we will catch up ASAP. Oh, God, no! Hold the damn phone. It is none of this. Reset. No, reset. And it's a best of 5. And it's the semis. And we have... what are they called? They're not Wisenatic, and they're not lefties. Hey Lazy, how you doing? They are the LEFTNATICS versus the Mindless Crusaders. Well, that was a noise. Thank you for following. Whoever that was. I was looking at other things, and for some reason we've decided to not have green screen working today. I don't know why. We'll at least have a light on. Why don't we? Okay, well, now we shall return at 4 times speed, just so we maybe have a hope in high heck of catching up to what will be, hopefully, a pretty darn good series, all things considered. We have, in the green, Oladushek, our resident kind of... Moxie, go away. My cat has the zoomies. Almost as zoomy as I am for this. Oladushek here, our resident, knocking around 2k, was 1800 at the start of this tournament, which is kind of crazy. And his teammate in Finding a Cool Internet name is Tough, also known as Sanjay, in the blue, playing as the Sicilians. Down to the south we have Wisenatic, the high-rated player for the LEFTNATICS, and his teammate Lefty Sexton, who is, as we all know, an absolute smurf. It's Bois from the Discord. Well, nice to have you here, Bois from the Discord. I will try and keep a vague eye on the goings-on in chat, but mainly Hypnos is there for chat-chattins. Eventually, I might find a way of hopping into the Discord, because he's supposed to be co-casting with me today, but I've just been having a hot minute of audio trouble at the start of the day, but there we go. Yeah, something like that. So, start of the game, we have some warming up for Finding a Cool Internet name is Tough. Trying to get to Castle Age, and plenty. Let's go to 2 times speed, because things are going to start happening. Right now, Lefty is managed to push the water and fish of Oladushek away, and because we've got that faster click-up time out of Wisenatic, we did manage to get our upgraded fire ships out. But the overall numbers from Lefty, who, as we all know, is a resident smurf, is definitely in favour of the larger ship count. But it's so vulnerable to the demos. We can see big shots coming. Big shots coming in, and all of Lefty's fires go down. This puts a lot of vulnerability onto his fishing ship eco as well. Really back and forth at the moment. Castle Age landing in for Lefty as well. It's a little unfortunate that he's lost his entire navy. Sad times. We're walling up completely for Oladushek. We are not walling up completely the side of the island for Finding a Cool Internet name is Tough, which might mean that they will have some exposed vulnerabilities. Nobody really diving onto that second TC. Wisenatic has definitely invested quite heavily into securing that water, which is giving that 4 fishing ship boost to Finding a Cool Internet name is Tough. Who doesn't seem to be being molested at all. All of the focus is going down onto Oladushek. More docks on the way down for Lefty. And second TC. The first second TC coming down on stone. Transport ship is down. Castle Age landing in for both Oladushek and soon to be Finding a Cool internet name is tough as well. Second TC now on the way down for Wisenatic as well. So overall there should be a pretty solid eco lead for Wisenatic and Lefty. 3 TCs and 2 TCs. No real TC expansion going down just yet. The demos from Oladushek are at least keeping them competitive on the water. And Lefty looks like he's also investing quite heavily into getting those water fights in play.
Yeah, hi Tom. Hello.
Hey there, how you doing?
Hello, hello.
How's chat
Hello,
behaving?
hi guys. It's Hypnos here.
Looks like they're behaving well. At the moment, Wisenatic has fought really hard to win water. But nobody's really been able to maintain any form of dominance. I think this is partially because the biggest focus has been for everybody to be going into fires, which is fine, but they're so vulnerable to a few demos popping out. And time and time again, that has shown that the demos have popped out, done good damage, and water has span round again. But for now, see, there we go. We just lost all of those fires. Again, Oladushek using those demos correctly. It's just swinging back and forth. Bodkin on the way in for Lefty. And the first knight from Sanjay are running into a completely exposed Lefty Sexton. No walls, no defenses at all. Sanjay has been raided. Like, not Sanjay has been raiding, Sanjay is doing the raiding. And that is a lot of knights. He's doing so much damage. Even if it's upsetting the eco, all of this is good. We are behind in overall eco for both Sanjay and Oladushek. So every bit of delay or eco kill is really, really useful. This gives time for Oladushek to start transitioning into a boom of his own.
So yeah, guys, predictions are up. I think there is 1 minute left to send your points.
Well, I still think there's no real way of calling it just yet, is there? Like, eco lead is closing. Yeah. Sanjay has managed to do a lot of good damage. Castle on the way down for Lefty as well. And all of this is giving Oladushek time. Like, if this goes late, Aztecs and Sicilians are definitely a combo. Japanese may fall off a little bit. But I think Khmer can be so strong in all of this as well. I'm just worried. I'm worried for the potential sort of siege monk play that might come out of Oladushek. He's there. He's got monks rolling. He's grabbing relics. Yeah. It's kind of consistent raiding coming out from Sanjay. He's even above Oladushek in total vills at the moment. That probably won't last forever because I'm imagining we've got quite a bit of idle time out of Sanjay. Let's have a look. Idle TC time. Not that bad actually. Only 3 and a bit minutes, which is pretty impressive. He's actually doing the best the best on the field right now. Lefty is up there at 14 minutes of TC idle time. A lot of that is because of Sanjay's raids. And now the overall eco has swung. It has swung in favour of Mindless Crusaders quite a bit. Military lead, eco lead. Sanjay is doing so well on this map. And considering it's not really a home map, it's full random now, right?
Yeah, correct. Yes.
So
I was checking
yeah.
the name of the map, but do you know this map, Tom?
This is Mediterranean,
Oh, Mediterranean. Okay, thanks.
which is a classic. Third TC on the way down for Wisenatic. Gonna try and level out this eco difference with a bit of a boom. But while this is happening, this is letting Oladushek take complete control of the water. I cannot state how useful that consistent raiding was from Sanjay. It's probably time to stop now that the defenses have held. Trickling a few knights in is not going to do enough damage to really upset anything. So right now, investing in the boom is the play. Start to spiral your eco lead. And I think getting that 4th TC down will definitely help. Also off the back of this, I would like to wall the sides, because you don't want to be raided the same way. Wall off the sides. You currently have water control. Keep that water control. Try and get up to some cannon galleons. I think cannon galleons probably locks this in for, well, for Mindless Crusaders, if they get that far. Because obviously...
Yeah, do you think there is still time for them to recover from the attack?
Yes, I wouldn't say it's so far behind, but right now, I think that Oladushek is going to start being a total nuisance. We've got a castle coming up, kind of right by Wisenatic's base, and we have Imp on the way in. And I think Imp is super deadly for these guys, because the only defense that we really have for Wisenatic is his TCs, right? And 2 trebs popping out that can't really be killed by anything that they have on the field is, I think, a bit of a killer. And again, we are actually managing to find some good damage with these kind of irritating little night raids. And we are now transitioning to a sort of light cavalry raid kind of play. Imp, fletching. And off the back of this, what are we going to be doing for the LEFTNATICS? Who...
Hello, Iray.
Managed to pull off, like, the wonder win the other day. Right? These are tournament beasts. You know what? Forget that. Let's get my face off. Because it's not adding anything if the green screen's not working. And yeah, I genuinely feel game 1, the spiral, is definitely in favour of the Mindless Crusaders.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced there's a great way of spinning this back around to to stop this kind of constant trickle. We're at over.
Don't forget there is a time limit also.
Right, yeah, time limit of 150, 1 hour, an hour and a half.
1 hour and a half. Yeah, 1,100 years.
Okay, so we're okay for now. So because I think we're almost halfway through, almost. And I don't think it's going to get that far. Double Imp in for both Oladushek and soon to be Sanjay as well. Defensive castle coming in for Lefty right at the front to help try and secure some dock space. But I think it might just be a little bit too late on this game. Castles and defenses are in, and it's just going to be so hard to deal with all of this. First Crusade on the way in as well, or at least was on the way in, may have been cancelled. And more TCs. TC number 5. All the while, Oladushek is doing all of this off 2 TCs.
Okay.
And a second castle. Yeah, this GG is going to get called pretty soon, I feel. Imp on the way in for Wisenatic, and Horse Collar on the way in for Lefty. And at the same time, we're getting a university up. We're going to start getting some siege ready for these Aztec players. We have to.
Wisenatic has 8 monks. He has monks as counter units.
Yeah, I mean, monks are great. Everybody loves monks. We definitely can't dive into the base with our small army of Jaguar warriors. But I don't think the Jaguar warriors are all that important in this current fight. I think the important thing is actually the Trebs. And they are definitely doing good work. We are not in danger of losing Imp, thankfully. We're going for Siege, Light Cav, and Scorpions by the looks of it for Wisenatic.
And FindingA is raiding Wisenatic TC with Cavaliers now.
Yeah, double focus, Cavalier in, 3rd armor upgrade as well. And Imp is on the way in for Lefty, but by the time he lands in, I just don't think he's going to be able to do anything all that useful. Doesn't have any land military, hasn't really managed to secure the water. And I think that we're going to low eco push this for Oladushek, who is up at 97 villagers off 2 TCs, which is pretty good. This castle it's handy that it's on top of a hill, but we've got no way of dealing with these Trebs at the moment. We've got watch towers. They're not guard towers just yet, but they probably will be at some point soon. And the raids have definitely been a nuisance. And we are prepping more forward stables.
I think there is space for them to come back. I think there is space. Because Wisenatic is defending himself well. He just converted 3 Cavaliers. And lefty Saxon is attacking with cavalry archers.
Cav archers would be great. But they're Castle Age Cav archers. And they're actually dying to the Zergling rush of the of the Jaguar warriors, which is quite funny. I mean, we don't even manage to kill that Treb. We are defending okay, like we're holding okay. I'm amazed that Treb didn't die. Our Treb defense for Wisenatic is pretty darn good, but it's that Vil difference. 140 Vils for Sanjay, and off the back of this, I think we just start teching into like what looks like he's teching into some form of infantry. It will probably be Halb. Obviously, I'd like it if it was Champion, but you know, that's just me. Champion not normally the best choice up against the Japanese. But again, I don't think it's going to go that far because the raids have been so consistent on Wisenatic. His eco is just not there. The idle TC time isn't awful, but I bet if we find like the idle eco, 16% of his eco is idle. His overall yeah, there it is.
Yeah, they just call it.
I think that's absolutely right. We're down at next to no Vils. Lefty is okay, but even Lefty's being punished. They're just surrounded, lost the water, lost the middle, lost any position. And this double castle here was really handy. The aim of this wasn't to kind of completely kill off Wisenatic. Part of this, especially with the towers, is to stop them being able to like support each other in defense.
I see. Yeah.
Right. So they couldn't team up nicely because they're kind of cut off. Really nice play. And right now, Mindless Crusaders, who were second overall in the group, looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, Mindless Crusaders won. They beat LEFTNATICS in round 2 for 2-1.
That's, it's a pretty good showing from them overall. I think they should be definitely
So
happy
they are
with
the favorites.
And yet, can they really be the favourites when LEFTNATICS is the only team to beat Citeaux, right?
Mm.
Like
Yes, LEFTNATICS was LEFTNATICS. True, that's true.
So
That's
the
true.
only team to beat the Untouchables. Now,
That's
maybe this is that Mindless Crusaders want to show that while they didn't beat them earlier on, that they can definitely beat them now. We'll have to see. But so far, game 1 in favour of Mindless Crusaders. And I will see if I can find a next lobby. Wisenatic.
Yeah,
So no lobbies, no ongoings just yet. Just keeping an eye out for Wisenatic. I guess they're going to have to go through and do all of the randoming right now, aren't they?
Yes, for every match.
So
right, the map will be Alpine Lakes. Alpine Lakes.
Alpine Lakes.
Gonna share the link in the chat here on Twitch. That's Alpine Lakes, guys. So I think it will be Malians for FindingA, Mongols for Wisenatic, and Turks from Oladushek.
Right.
And Chinese, I like Chinese for Lefty Sexton. So Chinese, Malians, Mongols, Turks. That's what we will watch.
I can never find the Master Wololo bot when I'm looking for it.
Yeah, me neither. It's always tricky.
It's always hidden
It's always
away.
tricky.
Yeah. We should have put it in the Enigma Cup for the duration of the tournament. Then I'd be able to find it. It's always hidden in some different part.
True.
Okay. I think Mongols for Wisenatic should be pretty good. I think Chinese for Lefty is a bit rough. I can't imagine his Chinese play will be mega. It's pretty hard for lower rated players to do.
Why Chinese are difficult to play?
It's the start. I think that's pretty much the only reason. Because like when you're starting and you have those extra vills and no food, if you're not quick enough and you're not comfortable enough with the completely alternative start to all of the other civs, you can end up with more idle time at the start of the game than you normally would. And it can just be a little bit of a spiral, which means that your timings are always behind your opponent. And if they're going for something aggressive, you're not able to capitalize on what should be the ability to have like a better start.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, I think I never played Chinese yet. Okay. They should be in the lobby.
They are indeed in the lobby. I can see it now. Gosh, what I wouldn't do to have a drink right now.
You can go and grab it if you want, if you can.
No, I don't have any booze in the house, so it's a teetotal stream. I've been.
I have
been
a
away.
beer in my fridge, which I'm not drinking it. I will send it to you.
I was going to say he's sending me the bevs. Well, that's kind of you. Okay, Turks,
okay,
Mayans,
guys.
Chinese, Mongols.
I'm gonna start the prediction now. So we have 5 minutes to cast the prediction for set number 2 of best of 5. So if you wanna win some points, guys, just leave your prediction.
I couldn't even guess right now who would win. Because
it's hard. It's really hard.
I have such massive hopes and expectations for Wisenatic and Lefty, because I think they're so good. But Oladushek and Sanjay have been consistently great against every other team that wasn't Sito.
Yeah.
Like, their team play is really, really good. I love the way that Sanjay often leads into being the aggressive player as the lower rated player that gives Oladushek time to do his own thing. They're one of the few teams that doesn't rely on just the higher rated player booming, which is great to watch. They're aggressive, they do interesting plays, they've got good timings. What a great team. And, Sanjay is still only 1092. He's not even 1100 yet. Unlike Lefty, who's been knocking on 1200. So it should be a little uneven. You've also got Wisenatic, who is nearly 2k1. And Oladushek is still only 1880. Right? He's the lowest rated, high-rated player.
1870, yeah.
But honestly, in tournament plays, the guy is ridiculous compared to his rating.
Right. Okay. I think they started the game.
They definitely have. It looks like they've got quite a bit of spec delay.
I have a
2
40
minutes.
seconds. Oh, 30 seconds delay only.
As much as I'm loving that Age of Empires music. I'll live with... Oh, I'm getting spammed. And we are getting to game numero dos of Mindless Crusaders versus LEFTNATICS, the semi-finals. Where the tournament definitely gets serious. We have in the green Oladushek playing as the Turks, and his teammate Sanjay, or finding a cool internet name is tough, playing as the best civ in the game, the Malians. Then to the south we have Wisenatic in the yellow playing as the Mongols, and Lefty playing as the Chinese. We've got to keep an eye on that idle time for the Chinese player, because that will definitely tell us how comfortable we are with starting our game. 26 seconds of idle time is not that bad, but we do have to very heavy focus on dropping that food just because it's such a scrappy start.
Okay, maybe I don't understand. The idle TC time on capture age, how does it work? Why it says 26 seconds?
Because for 26 seconds, the TC has not been producing villagers or any tournaments. So your idle time, TC time, is a representation of the amount of time total that things have not been produced from your TC. So if somebody has... It's a great way of saying how far somebody is falling behind. But anything under 30 seconds is pretty good for the Chinese. So right now we still have a Vil advantage for Lefty, so he's not fallen behind. His overall start wasn't bad. And at the same darn time, he's gone forward to try and lame Oladushek with his scout. It's not going to work because Oladushek should spot this out and kill it. Yeah. So it was a fail, but bless him, he tried. I don't think it was worth it because we've lost our scout. We may even lose a villager. We're definitely getting messy under the TC, but we did manage to keep our idle time under 30 seconds. So all things considered, not too bad. We've got more idle TC time near enough for Sanjay, and he hasn't had to deal with a harder start. So we can see the definite improvements from Lefty from the start of the tournament. We go mill thrown down onto the fish. Love to see that. Mill also down. It's a great mill position for Wisenatic. Gets to do fish and berries when he runs out of fish. I wonder if he's taking this this berry to try and get rid of it so he can get access to the fish. That might be the case.
You mean Wisenatic?
Yeah.
Yeah, very lucky with that. Very lucky, indeed.
Interesting. It kind of looks like this map only had one boar, so it's definitely going to be heavy focus on the fish. And everybody does seem to have realised and gone for it. Oladushek is saturating that fishing area quite heavily, compared to everybody else who just sort of isn't. Wisenatic hasn't moved over yet because he had so many on his boar. But now he's sending them over to wood, and maybe that's because he's going to throw a... can you throw a dock down and fish boom? That's the kind of thing that I'd expect from Oladushek. Predictions are up. I mean, who are we feeling? Chat. Loom in for pretty much everybody, and Feudal Age on the way in for Oladushek. And Wisenatic and Lefty is a smidge behind. Now, he's doing one more Vil and going up. And we did not manage to maintain our smooth sailing. 52 seconds of idle TC time and a later click up. A bit brutal for the Chinese. And because we have no scout, we're not going to be able to see any aggression coming our way, and Oladushek is going to have the ability to pick off Vils with his scout as soon as Feudal Age comes in, and he can start being a bit of a nuisance. Barracks. 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 No barracks just yet for Sanjay. I do wonder what Sanjay is going to go for. Only 3 on berries, and then we are on our very, very last fish. So this definitely seems like the kind of map that you have to transition to farming eco quite swiftly. Stable down for Oladushek. Archery range down for Wisenatic. A really rough map for the Mongols because no real hunt advantage at all. Just with the one boar. a bit brutal. Right, stable on the way down for Lefty as well. And we will just have to wait on Sanjay. I still think we're probably going to go for stable. We've not moved over to any gold, so I'm expecting a stable down. Yeah, there we go. I don't love stable out of the Malians, but I guess this is a good map for it. And here, we now have no vills on food, really, for Sanjay. So, a bit rough. Second archery range on the way down for Wisenatic. I like archers on this map.
Yeah. Oladushek is sending a veil forward.
Yes.
Is it a tower for a tower?
I wonder what she's doing. Like, there is stone on the map, but not a huge amount of it. So, do we want to be wasting our only... Like, yeah, if we manage to get a tower up, like, here, next to that archery range, blocking those 2 golds, that would have been amazing. But I just think we're very unlikely to be able to do that with the amount of vills and archers that are there. Maybe we could get a tower up here to force the fish away, because we still have plenty of fish down. I guess that's what I'd go for. A dock?
He's making a dock. Wow.
Maybe that's even better. It's a tower that moves. There's no defense against this either, because the archers can do absolutely nothing to galleys. I love that.
Wow.
Oladushek, what a guy. At the same time, Lefty has sent some scouts forward, and the scouts of Oladushek are moving over to see if he can start a bit of a punish. Plenty of vills around the berries, and we do have a solid farming eco set up already. Adding in that we should have some spears out, but there was a hole. No. Not a hole. However, I don't think they've really managed to capitalise on anything just yet. There's so many vills around these berries, though. We should be able to get one pick off. Just having to wall up at home. The reactions are good. We pick off the low HP scout. It's probably good to pull the low HP vills back towards the TC. And we're going for demo raft instead.
Oh, no. No.
Oh, look at the reactions with Swift. We lose 3 though.
And he doesn't see that there is a dock. Wisenatic doesn't see. He cannot see there is a dock. Oh,
he's got to know though. As soon as that demo popped out, he knew. And we've got... Yeah,
but if you check, he's making an outpost because he couldn't see probably. Now he can see the dock. Yeah.
I love it. Same. Oh dear. At the same time, archers are out. We have been forced away from stone. And we're probably going to be forced away from our woodlines as well. I think Sanjay's going to start having a real rough time against what Wisenatic is doing. His reactions are good to move away. But he's so vulnerable. Tell you who's not that vulnerable. Wisenatic is not that vulnerable. Vulnerable. And he's got a fire galley on the way out.
And Red is he was trying to raid green. He lost the scouts.
Didn't really manage to achieve anything with the scout play. Forward spears, and we are transitioning over to gold. I think we're going to start thinking about clicking up for Oladushek, which is interesting. He's definitely the only person who's managed to do any real damage. We do get 1 Vil kill. Nah, not ideal. The archers come over for Wisenatic to try and put a bit of pressure down as well. And this might be good. If we have been forced completely away from the gold, this will upset the click-up time for Oladushek. We're going to have to go for a sort of markety type play, I feel. And we are coming home with our scouts, because we have to defend from this. There's definitely enough scouts there to kill all of these archers. That's a decent scout mass. Nowhere for them to hide either, so we will get the surround, and you've got to take into account that Turk scouts also do great against feudal archers because of their extra pierce armor, I believe it is, that they get. So it should be a good fight for green. At the same time, just a few scouts and spears in the mix has actually meant that we've done okay here. This should have been a complete archer clear up. And that just hasn't really happened. It has given some time, though. Time to get back onto gold, time to stabilise a little bit for Oladushek. And market on the way down for Wisenatic, who does have a small force of archers down to the south as well. Sanjay getting a blacksmith down, heavy on gold. We're probably not a million miles away from clicking up. Yeah, Lefty's ready to click up as soon as he gets his second building. In fact, he could just click up now. Why aren't we? Oh, we've used our gold. We could have clicked up, but we've decided to make something instead. Tower comes up, so we will be safe. There we go. Selling food, clicking up, and both Lefty and Wisenatic on the way up to Castle Age. A much stronger showing for them in Game 2. Castle Age on the way in as well for Sanjay, who is shock horror making stables so he can start making scouts. Or not scouts, knights or camels. It's actually Oladushek who's had the brunt of the bad fortune in this game. Because his Castle Age time has been delayed by so much. His farming eco was also definitely a little bit ruffled by the pressure coming in, and because he's only got a few scouts on the field, we are actually going to struggle at dealing with the archer and spear combo of Wisenatic and Lefty, who are playing really well as a team.
Oh, that's really good, yeah. Really nice. And Finding is making a stable, so I guess he's gonna produce scouts.
Yeah, three. Well, he's got three stable knight production. I
Three
think is what we're gonna see from him. And I don't know.
Lost 2 villagers.
Yeah, the archers have done really well. Plus the scouts coming in and being a nuisance. But if we lose these spears are actually really, really important. Because they are what's going to be keeping Wisenatic's archers alive. Like, as soon as you see that Castle Age, you want to find these. You want to find these archers and kill them before they turn into crossbows. Because you
they are above castle now.
And here we go. We got second TC onto the stone. And a great TC spot here because we can get both the gold and the stone for Lefty. So this is smooth things right now. And crossbows are fully surrounding poor Sanjay this time. He's the only Castle Age player and everything is dying right now. We've not managed to get enough knights out. Second armor upgrade on the way in. Instead of 3 stable knights, it might have been more useful to have a siege workshop, or the potential for it, or a second TC. Instead, we are putting some pressure on, starting a cav archer switch, which I like to see. The mobility of the cav archers will definitely be really, really handy for the Mongol player. Mongols as a civ are not really my favourite in Castle Age. They do tend to struggle a little bit. And this half of the army will get mopped up, but at the same time we've been raiding woodlines, and we have our second army looping round. Probably going to just hide, I guess. We don't really want to take the engagement right now. Castle Age, second armor upgrade on the way in. Light Cav, Turk Light Cav are so good at dealing with ranged units. Super tanky, 2+2 pierce armor, so they are equivalent to a knight in the amount of damage that they receive. Good fight. Good fight with red having upgrades as well. With the backup of the crossbows is a very, very good fight for Wisenatic and Lefty. But look at how good these light cav do. This should be a dead army, but the team play is again just about keeping them alive. We also have mixed in, we have some Turk camels. And Turk camels are definitely extra deadly right now. No castle for Sanjay, so no Farimba. And if we don't have Farimba, there's nothing really that special about the cav play from the Malians. And Sanjay, now that he doesn't have the support of his ally, now that Oladushek isn't really able to help a huge amount, is, yeah, he's going to leave his teammate to be a bit, I don't know, a bit dead if they don't clear up this kind of massive cav. Husbandry on the way in. Yeah, brutal. Malians, they have the ability to sort of counter everything. You know, they have great flexibility, but if you are forced off gold and your entire eco is idle and you can't produce anything and you've got no safe spaces, there's no way of clawing your way out of this. Like, we can just raid these vills as well. Like, it's grim. We're moving around. We're going to try and take the gold on the left. Oladushek is forcing the cav archers back, and we... Do we still have a vill knocking around down the south? I don't think we do. We are open, at least, for Wisenatic. But they're doing everything that they need to secure this game too, I feel. 3TC boom. We're up at 70 vills, so just one of them has pretty much the equivalent economy of both Oladushek and Sanjay, which is very, very impressive. At least nobody's looking like they're thinking about Imp anytime soon. I think this is going to definitely play out with more Castle Age pressure. Lefty trying to get those raids in. Chinese, another civ that has an awful lot of flexibility in Castle Age, if they manage to capitalize on it. Look at it as the overall eco is definitely giving them a very varied army. Like camels, knights, crossbows, cav archers. There's everything in there. At the same time, the one thing that we have going for us over here is that all of this pressure is on Sanjay, which potentially could allow Oladushek to do something. But if we're looking over at Oladushek, he's on 1 TC. He has 88 vills, which is great. He's got more vills than Lefty, who's on 3 TCs, which is quite funny. Oh no, he's not. He's not got 88. He's got 51. Sorry, I tell a lie. I was reading the wrong thing. Yeah, no, they're up shit creek without a paddle. 153 vills total to 89. So this is getting GG territory. And there it is. The GG rolls in.
Oh no, wow.
Tom Stradamus over here.
Oh, you see, that's a 1-1.
Yeah, it's a dominant clapback from Oladushek, from Lefty and Wisenatic. They do not want to sail quietly into the night. They want to assert the dominance of the Citeaux killers. And that's just a great way to do it. Clearly, they realised that actually Oladushek is not the person carrying this team. The person carrying this team is Finding a Cool Internet Name is Tough, who is clearly OP and needs nerfing. So they put all of their pressure on poor Sanjay.
That's right.
Did okay overall. Like, he died slow. I think if there had been maybe a second TC and some form of expansion from Oladushek, they might have been able to weather the storm. Maybe.
Could have been the mistake to put that dock in Wisenatic base.
Well, I
because
think
he
the
just
mistake
killed the
was
3 villagers,
yeah.
but
I think the
he
mistake
spent gold and wood.
was actually the demo. I don't hate the dock. If it had been dock and then like one galley,
Mm-hmm.
like that galley would have completely secured. Just one single galley would have secured that pond. He could never have got a dock down of it himself. He never would have been able to take any of the fish. Like all of that fish would have been denied, and on top of that, he would have been able to range an area of the base that would have meant it was really, really irritating. And off the back of that, he'd always need to be concerned about some presence in the base. That also means that his base is never safe because all it takes is a transport ship to hop over.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he'd managed to keep that control, that would always have been a little bit of a thorn and a little bit of worry in Wisenatic's mind. Instead, Wisenatic throws up a dock, loses 3 vills, fine, whatever. Fire Galley comes out, destroys the dock. It's a bit of a nuisance. Sends all of his archers forward, delays the Castle Age click up of Oladushek, which that was the big killer. Big killer of stopping the Castle Age coming in. Completely forcing him off gold the moment that he wanted to start his castle transition. And all the while, it gave Lefty the chance to get up to a comfy boom, get to Castle Age in a spicy timing, and then archers and cav raiding galore. Let's hop over here, see some chat. And unfortunately, my little mouse for my second streaming laptop is not working, which is very irritating because it means I can't load things up with it. Oh well, I have to use the touchpad like a regular person. Okay, well.
So what happened to your green screen, Tom?
I don't know. It's not a real green screen. It's a software based one, and it doesn't seem to want to work today. So hey, we're getting we're just getting whatever this is instead. Which I mean, it's fine. It's sort of blurring the background a bit. I don't know. It's doing its own thing. So I wonder what we will get this time for our game 3. So Master Wololo Bot, we are going to Enemy Islands.
Oh.
Wow. I think Enemy Islands is a really interesting map. But normally,
yeah, I'm sure it's going to be interesting.
Because it's a 4v4 map, maybe a 3v3 map. I don't know how it will gen in 2v2. Because I've played a 2v2 tournament that was higher rated player with a lower rated player before, and we had an Enemy Island style map that was our home map, because between myself and Atten, we pretty much guaranteed that we could most of the time win on it, because I would dominate with swords, didn't matter who I was up against, and then as soon as you win control of your own island, you've won. It effectively ties it into 2 lots of 1v1s, which is very, very interesting. Then you add into it the water element of it that you can't completely ignore, which is all good stuff. But civs. The civs for this will be Koreans for Oladushek, a great civ for any watery play. Berbers, okay. Khmer and Persians. So Persians for Lefty, Wisenatic gets Khmer. And what are you doing, cat? Strange creature. And it's Berbers for Sanjay. So I think that'll be fine for him. He likes spamming knights, so that's definitely a thing. If we have... Like, you can't completely ignore the water at all, but you can ignore it a little bit, because the land pressure is definitely probably your biggest concern. It's very hard to kill somebody off completely in Feudal Age on this kind of map, because they probably have fish, which means that they can probably get up to Castle Age somehow. Interesting. Very interesting. Persians, though. If I was lefty, how tempted would I be? How tempted would I be to try and douche?
Douche here? So does it mean that so two players, opponent players, are in the same island?
Yes, I believe that's how it should be. I've never seen it in 2v2. And like, if that is the case...
Yeah, actually they played that in I think during the group stage we had that.
Right.
And they were, yes, two opponents in the same island.
Which is great. What a hoot. What a great little gimmick. Oh. The lobby has gone.
Yeah, I don't see the lobby.
Kind of looks like there had been one, but we have maybe somebody dropped. Yeah, I think Wisenatic actually dropped.
Okay.
We shall see. Oh, I guess while this is going on, I could just try and fix my my camera. Why not, hey? Why not?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't fix it, I broke it more. Whoops. Well, that did... Yeah. Okay. Oh. Right. Okay. I mean, it's still not doing its green screen thing. It's not actually recognizing it at all. Oh well. We'll live. I've given up now. That didn't take long. Okay, well, at least Wisenatic is back into the lobby. It's not just Daddy Olad. It's Oladushek. Yeah.
Oh, hello, Western. Hi, man. Welcome back. Oh, I think the lobby is up now.
Yes. Have you got the plague? You got the plague there, Weston. Okay, yeah, lobby is now ongoing. How exciting.
Nice.
And enemy islands. That's nice. I say it's been a while. a hot while since I've seen an Enemy Islands style game, which obviously I'm into. Do you remember who they were up against last time they did an Enemy Islands?
There was Henrik and let me see. I think it was round number 7.
Henrik. I remember
It was
Henrik,
Henrik, which is Burgermeister.
Burgermeister. I can't remember who Henrik's teammate was for Burgermeister.
Burgermeister's Shikso.
Shikso. Oh my
And
word. Shikso's been doing decent. Like, he's been in other tournaments recently doing rather well.
Okay.
So, yeah, surprising that team didn't really manage to achieve as much as they probably hoped. Because Shikso is a solid 2K plus player, obviously.
But yeah, I think they won 2 or 3 matches only.
Yeah.
And I think they were playing against the Mindless Crusaders, probably, on this map.
Right. Mindless Crusaders are really, really tough to face up against. Because Sanjay is really comfortable in his own playstyle, and Oladushek is a smurf. He's just so good. So, yeah. Tough.
There you go.
And they are in! Oh my word. Right, shall hop into game number 3 of Mindless Crusaders versus the LEFTNATICS. We have Oladushek here playing as the Koreans. And his teammate is Finding a Cool Internet Name is Tough, aka Sanjay. Then down to the east, southeast, we have Lefty Sexton now playing in the yellow. And we have Wisenatic, who has swapped over to red, which is not happening. There we go, that's fixed. Wisenatic is back to being yellow, and Lefty is back to being red, because that's what they were at the start. We shall keep that consistent. Thank you very much, you pissweasels. So, Wisenatic as Khmer facing up against Oladushek as Koreans is probably the matchup that you want it to be. This is maybe one of the better maps for Oladushek and Sanjay. They showed total dominance on the last hybrid map that we saw them on, which was Mediterranean, where they did really well in securing the middle and then locking that whole thing down. My concern is if Sanjay completely runs over Lefty Sexton in a 1v1 by just spamming knights against the Persians, so the Persians get overwhelmed. I don't think that's going to happen, though, because I don't think Lefty is going to put himself in a position where he loses. It's just not his way. I think Persians can do pretty darn good against the Berbers. Oh, shut up, cat.
So the two Elo players will face each other, and the high Elo players will face each other.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
First dock on the way down for Oladushek. Nobody else docking just yet. And instead of docking, we are going for a mill. I hate that. I hate that with a passion. Like, this is definitely a map where you go for some kind of dock. It's too powerful not to. Especially when you're nearby your ally. Like, where Wisenatic is going to throw his dock down, that's where you want to put your dock. You're near where your teammate is, you can support one another. The dock play is so important. If you neglect the water, you will get punished. This could be like a game loss strat potentially from Lefty. The one benefit that he has is that he can be taking this hump that is right by where his berries are, which could be pretty powerful. But late dock, And it is late Doc. He definitely is intending to do it, so Doc is coming down, so it's not the end of the world, but it is delayed, and it means that everybody else will have a fishing ship or 2 or 3 out before he even has 1, which can be a bit brutal. Definitely will spiral that eco a little bit in the favour of everybody else. We can see that there is already a 1 eco lead for Mindless Crusaders. Thereabout. At the same time, Sanjay may balance this out if he manages to have any significant idle time himself, and he's not. He's 30 seconds, so more than everybody else, but not by much. Lefty's idle TC time is clicking up a little bit as well. And Sanjay is focusing quite a bit of his effort and his energy into pushing deer, which is cute. It's very inefficient. He does need to push the deer closer. That's quite a lot of walking distance. And Wisenatic. Loom. Is he in a position to click up? He is. So we should be Loom. And then when we drop off, we should be pretty much immediately on the way to Castle. Not Castle, to Feudal Age. So, Feudal Age click up first for Wisenatic. Really nice. That Khmer eco will definitely help. And what are we doing over here? We're sending some Vils over to do a little bit of hunting. I guess that is worth it. And we are heavy on berries. That's weird. Heavy on berries. Not too super heavy on woodline. How hard is it to wall up? It's a little bit hard to wall up, and I imagine that we are sending the scout back to help push the hunt in over to the mill. Interesting. So we are on gold already for Koreans.
So what's the best strat here? Yeah.
For Oladushek, wall the front of the base. Wall the side. Focus on getting a second dock down ASAP. Go heavy water control. Use fish to be the food eco, and click up to Castle Age as quick as possible, and go into like crossbow siege against the Khmer, I guess, that kind of thing. With water control, they'll have a great position to do that from. The fact that we are not on gold, that we are going for stable, is a concern to me. But look, Oladushek, he spotted how perfect his map is to wall off. And so we are going Market Blacksmith. So actually we're going to try and fast-ish castle this, which is risky. It's definitely risky, because if we were to lose water, we could have a really rough time. But it doesn't look like anybody is particularly going for water. Market Blacksmith for Lefty as well.
Wouldn't be enough to just go land.
Yeah, it definitely would be. I would probably be going land if I was like the Malians or something that I felt that I could capitalize on land with. But like, how do you push this base? Like, to be honest, man-at-arms towers would be pretty strong right now against Oladushek, because both of the stones are forward and the gold, which means that with one tower you can pretty much stop any kind of comfortable expansion for Oladushek, which is a risk. And the scouts have found their way in because we didn't actually wall off at the side, which was, I think, is a little silly. We have an archery range and Castle Age landing in will definitely be very, very handy for Oladushek. The first thing he's going to want to do is find a way of securing the front of that map. Walling up at the front for Sanjay, who will also hit Castle, and Lefty is going Fire Galleys. Interesting. Interesting. We are going for Monastery. We don't have a barracks. Like, we had the perfect map for defensive play. Like, the perfect map. And then we just didn't finish our walls. And so now the scouts are just diving in and are genuinely...
Unbelievable.
Punishing.
Oh, he lost 2 villagers. Yeah. Can't believe it. Everything was so perfect.
He's walling them in. There's enough vills here to kill these scouts. But, you know, it has been costly. We've lost quite a few vills here. And there ends the aggression. But, like, that was a bit unnecessary. Well, we have our first war galley out. We have a bit of scouting going on. We don't actually have anything in place for Wisenatic, and we're not in Castle Age just yet. The archers are probably going to keep an eye out to see if there's any nuisance damage that they can do, but these wood lines are so thick. Look at the heavy walling for Sanjay as well. Second TC down at the front. Much better stone positions for Sanjay as well, not easy to deny. Second TC for Lefty over on some golden wood. Should be safe from any kind of water play. And finally, Lefty moves forward. Going to start throwing down a little bit of pressure of his own. Knights! Look, it's the Sanjay play. We've never seen this before. Knights to go forward, and to be honest, we are pretty exposed. We also don't have a barracks down, or a monastery, or anything that would actually help defend from knights. So this knight play could actually be really, really brutal to Lefty. Like, really brutal. Siege Workshop from Wisenatic. Definitely going for heavy pressure. We don't have a second TC out for Oladushek, so the eco isn't spiraling too far out of control. The fish have moved out over to the left, so we are overall pretty safe. TC on the wood line, and the scouts and knight combo are just starting to move forward now. We should lose all of our fish though. Not that I think that matters, because like this fishing eco is nothing. Like, Sanjay does not care about water at all. He just wants to make farms, make enough farms that he can spam knights from his stable, and he's just going to throw knights at Lefty forever. At the same time, we've gone for Korean Guard Tower Defense, which I'm very, very glad for, because getting a castle up for Oladushek is probably the most important thing now. If we get a castle up towards the front of this base, it's going to be pretty much impossible to push him off until Imp, because there's nowhere that we can really damage. Look at this little nuisance unit. Chasing fish, being a pain, but again, we've not actually invested anything into the water at all for Wisenatic. We've lost a lot of vills on gold. Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
Finding is raiding Lefty with the knights, and there are no defenses except for the TCs.
We are trying to get that barracks down. Our TCs at least have the second, at least have Bodkin, which is handy. They do a little bit of damage. Second armor on the way in now, but we are definitely killing some Vils. Only 41 Vils to the 43 of Sanjay. And we did say that this was the thing that we were worried about. That, you know, if we just completely ignored whatever Sanjay was doing and let him just spam knights at us, we were going to have a really shit time. And I feel that the shit time is starting to happen to Lefty. And
yeah, very unprotected. Yeah.
One singular war galley has killed 7 units down at the south for Oladushek. It's been an absolute nuisance to the eco of Wisenatic, who is so focused on trying to do some damage, but the siege is dying. He's not actually managing to kill any boats. He can't pressure in because there's 3 guard towers at the front of the base. So, like, we can ram things. We're getting outposts down. We have monks to convert. Like, we can't push. Like, we can't push. This is a stellar hold from Oladushek and Sanjay. And at the same time, I have to say the eco for Oladushek is pretty shit. 39 Vils, 7 fish. Only 6 on farms. Only just throwing down the second TC now. We've realised that the push isn't going to happen, so we are transitioning over to 3 TCs for Wisenatic. We're going to try and boom our way up to Imp and take the game much later. What Oladushek is doing is making sure that he's fighting Lefty on the water. And he should be able to micro this down if he's cautious. Bad unit pathing though. And here we go. We've got water fight between Oladushek and Lefty, and Lefty has nothing to defend from the knights. It's a worry because Sanjay is getting further and further ahead in his eco, and his knight mass is starting to get that little bit scary. He's getting a second stable down, third stable down, fourth stable down. Jesus. We know what he's doing. And just now we're thinking about trying to do some walls. Well, I think we might need castles, my guys. Castles. Well, instead we're going pikes, and we have seen from Hera that pikes do not counter knights in low enough numbers. Blacksmith on the way down for Oladushek. Anybody looking at Imp? Yes, Wisenatic is looking at Imp. Wisenatic is selling. We should be getting some buildings. I imagine it will be a castle as soon as it can. And there we go, Imp on the way. I guess we had the siege workshop. And this is good. This is good. If we get some cap rams or something to help pressure the front and a castle down, like castle down right here will be spicy. Lefty trying to get those walls down. But look at how many knights there are. He's going to get overrun. Yes, he might have been doing okay on the water, but we've got turtle ships out now. Turtle ships are the dominators of the water. Almost untouchable when they start getting out in a mass. We have a castle coming down in a spot. I don't know if it's a good spot, but it's definitely a spot. See, the thing is, if we get a castle down at the front for Wisenatic, like, we have the Vils moving forward, so we should be trying to throw down a forward castle. Imp's going to land in, and we should get our first trebs out before anybody else is clicked up. But Oladushek is about to click up himself as soon as this castle finishes. 2's TC Imp click up. And at the same time, I kind of feel like Lefty might just be a bit dead.
Yeah, he looks a bit dead.
Like, he's lost his water fight. He didn't prep anything on the land. The knights are just going to overrun him. He's got no answer to them. Like, pikes are coming out, but he's going to lose enough res for those pikes pretty darn soon. And Sanjay doing Sanjay things of just pumping out them knights. And we see, what do you need to do in these kind of games? Make walls. Make Fanji walls. This is grim things for the LEFTNATICS, who just don't seem to have the same sort of hybrid play as their opponents. Right, so we need Trebs out ASAP. The swing round is, if Wisenatic manages to kill Oladushek completely, then this is game on still, right?
Yeah, he needs to land into the other island and rebuild everything.
Yeah, unfortunately, enemy islands does not have a huge amount of res, right?
No.
Like, this is a super low eco map for, like, gold and stuff. You have to force your opponent off because you need to be able to trade. It's the only way that you can do late game anything on this map. There's just not enough gold to deal with it otherwise. We've managed to kill quite a lot of those knights, but we have lost an awful lot of our eco. Here we go. Trebs and Siege out. Imp lands in for Oladushek, who immediately goes for... I thought he was going to go for a second castle. But he hasn't.
How many Trebs are there from Wisenatic?
There should be 2 Trebs from Wisenatic, and a third and a fourth on the way. Imp on the way in for Sanjay, though. And the Knights are, again, just doing everything that they need to against Lefty, who is just... Well, he's having a really shit time. He is having a really, really no good, very bad time. And these Knights are just keeping the eco idle. We're not on wood. We're not on stone. And like, here we go. We're going to loop round. We're going to have more vills picked off by the war galleys, who have the range and should be able to do some damage. No, instead they're not doing that. They don't care. Fine. Castle does go down. This is good. Second castle is up. We haven't managed to get up to any form of decent defense actually for Oladushek. So this might be everything that they need. Bear in mind that we can treb cut through this. All we need to do is make a hole. And then we can start raiding the eco. There's only one keep. We're pretty much completely off wood lines soon. Scorpions and Light Cav are doing the business. So Lefty just needs to hold. Lefty needs to just not die. And if they manage to kill off Oladushek, they have a chance. Cavalier on the way in. 117 vills, though, for Sanjay, who is a little boomer boy. Gonna carry this solo. If he lands over on Wisenatic's base right now, throws down some stables, and just joins in on raiding, this game is over.
And Oladushek just sent the villagers into the other island. Yep.
It's a sensible choice. He knows that, you know, realistically, he's got no defense against this. He's pumping out some spears. He's trying to make some siege. And a market to balance this eco. But everything is just running away. And the one thing that they have is there's no way. We've got transport ship on the way out now. But how do you get past? There's knights. There's there's galleys. Like, that retreat is so hard to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we have a demolition.
Managed to save quite a few. Nice. The thing is, he might be able to hold. Like, he might be able to hold. If he gets a castle up, this could be okay. Cavalier. Killing pikes. Messy. These Cavalier are just diving. Oh god, this is chaos. Pure chaos. One transport ship, not enough to save the eco. We've got more town centres coming down. The hold is good. The hold is happening. Halberdier able to come in to kill some trebs. We're just trying to delay. We're trying to delay. Keeps coming up to make the push slow. Halberdier's out to try, because like if there's a moment where there's not enough scorps or buildings in place for Wisenatic, everything will die and this push will be over. And oh, I think we were too late in the retreat. We've not managed to save any vills. Imp is at least in, but our retreat needs to be way faster. If this goes particularly late, there's no way for Persians and Khmer to beat Koreans. I just don't think. I think Koreans have too dominant a navy, as long as they have gold. And they definitely have gold if they start trading, and Lefty is up shit creek without a paddle. Needs to be escaping, but isn't. I guess is feeling like they can hold, but they just can't. It's going to get harder and harder. Look, we are searching, we are stopping any escape. Like, we know there's going to be an attempt somehow, some way, and we are keeping an eye out for it. Lefty is more dead than Oladushek, who is already smoothly transitioned over, starting to get an eco. Coinage in place for Sanjay. And they are thinking about that trade. That trade, though. Like, as soon as they have the ability...
end up 2-1. I mean, as a 2 players against 1.
I think it is. I think it's exactly that. It's going to be the 2 players of Sanjay and Oladushek up against Wisenatic on his own, who will have an island and be pretty secure, but won't have any water control because Oladushek will still have total water control. He's managed to move his whole eco off his island now. We've got so many TCs coming up, and we're pretty darn comfy. We're gonna dive over. We're gonna kill these trebs. We're wiping out the military. There should be no way that Mindless Crusaders should be losing this from this position. Which is crazy because, you know, their better player has been completely forced off his island, has lost all his position. But look, he's got one vill building a town centre to the left. He's keeping the presence on the island as much as possible. We've been fishing because, what do you know, having a fishing eco means that we're still able to, you know, have farms. We've got more TCs than anybody else pumping out vills on the new island, and he's not dead, unlike Lefty, who is full-on deadsy. Look at that. They know it. The full-on market disrespect right on top of Lefty's base. The Vils are already heading over to start that trade right now. And Lefty has managed to save only 3 villages.
Oh,
That's
check
it.
how many Wisenatic fire ships there are.
Yeah, but they're only fires. They're not fast fires.
Mm-hmm.
Like, up against the Koreans, who have turtle ships. How many Vils will we go down to? Like, Lefty is not going to be in a position to help at all. We've got another 5 Vils on the way over. Oh.
Like, there is a
Galleon.
Lefty Sexton TC in the other island next to Wisenatic base.
Yeah. Which is great. He's at least managed to save some Vils. And it's a really good job that we are getting castles up and are scouting out any of the Vils that are left over by Oladushek. Because any little enclave that they manage to keep on this island will make it so that we can't have safe trade. And trade is the most important thing now. And it is prepped. Markets down. Gold running out on both islands.
Wow.
To be honest, this
So
isn't a great
basically-
trade
huh?
route. This trade route is pretty shit. But it
So
is
they
trade.
swapped the islands.
They have swapped the islands. This is what you expect to happen, but the overall position is just infinitely better for Oladushek and Sanjay. Like, Sanjay has done such a brilliant job of mopping up Lefty and stopping Lefty from escaping the island with any reasonable number of Vils, that Lefty is going to be out of the game for a long time, which means that Wisenatic is going to have to hold 2v1 for quite a long time until we are able to reboom into this and start being useful. And that's a worry. That is a big worry, because heavy demos are out for Sanjay, and we know heavy demos be doing great damage to fast fires. Hey, look!
Whoa.
Boom!
Oi, oi, oi. Oh, he just killed and destroyed all the
Just
navy.
everything. Trade hasn't actually started yet, which is interesting. I thought they'd immediately start pumping trade out ASAP, but they haven't. We are trying to make some more markets though. Guard tower keeps up. Nuisance plays. We're just trying to secure our island. Look at how many TCs Lefty's throwing down. They definitely don't want to go quietly into the night. This is a game that is going to go to the time limit.
Yeah.
And if we go to the time limit, point score is not something that Lefty's going to be able to claw back. Not when he only has 15 Vils compared to the 122 of Oladushek. It's, you know, they're getting all of their upgrades. They know it's going to go late. The trade has begun. How much are we going to be getting per trip?
So should a Wisenatic land into the other island?
Yes. What they need to do is stop them trading. Like that is key. Because trade is so important, and to be honest, because we've got like 3 castles here, this is where you build your trade. You don't put it right up against the edge of the water, because if you lose water for even a moment, you can lose all of your trade. So have a slightly shorter trade route that can't be water raided, secure it, and then try and effectively kill your opponent's gold production. Secure water. That's the thing. The next thing is that on your way out, this is a wood game. Land on your opponent's island, start destroying that wood, right? That's key, because you can make gold infinitely. The wood price is going to start being pretty dangerous. You know, there's loads of wood now, but these piles don't last forever. 40,000 wood on each island, probably thereabout.
Oh, you can select them on capture age. Well,
yeah.
Does it tell you how much is that on wood?
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
So I can. Well. I've got 51,000 wood selected.
Oh,
we can see that on the whole map. On the whole map, there's 86,000 wood.
Okay.
Which is, you know, that's a lot of wood.
Oladushek lost his only TC in his original island. It was cleared by Wisenatic.
That was always going to happen. The whole point of that TC was just to be a nuisance. Just to delay any focus. And the water army, navy, not army, navy is looking pretty good. We just need to kill these docks, kill these monasteries. And we should be.
And now we have a big fight on sea, in the middle of the channel. That's Wisenatic against Oladushek.
Oladushek definitely has the overall lead, but it is pretty balanced. The fast fires have done good work. They've acted like little naval battering rams. And he's managed to take a real great engagement there. At the same time, the guard tower comes in, and we might lose everything to castle and guard tower fire. The keeps, that is. It's going to make it so hard to push. Up at 64 vils now, so a decent reboom from Lefty. Who's thinking about trying to be useful soon, I guess. But look at that, the trade. The trade is going to bump the score. Another thing that is very, very important, this is a score game, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that boosts the score the most is having water. Like, the more naval things that you have, the better. So, getting that navy out, very important. And it will boost the score of everybody involved.
They just should keep the score, and that's it. Not even trying to fight, probably.
Yeah, well, they say they just need to bump up that navy. Just trying to make the trade that little bit more efficient. And they have now finally thought about trade for Lefty and Wisenatic.
Oh.
But there we go. We're getting like crop rotation. They've realised that this is a score game, and every upgrade is on the way in. We are pop capped pretty much for Mindless Crusaders.
Yeah, only 28 minutes left. Only 28 minutes left. And they are hitting the markets? No, oh no, that's Oladushek.
Yeah.
No, it's a Wisenatic, sorry, it's Wisenatic.
Yeah. It's
destroying the markets, as you said.
It's good damage. But you can see they're not actually able to kill anything particularly. A fair few are managing to escape. Heavy demos coming in. Fishing ships retreating. We're still managing to find little pockets of damage. 114 vills now, though, for Lefty. That's something. Throwing up keeps all over the shop. And trade is flowing for both teams now. But Lefty so much further behind. Score infinitely lower. Selling wood for gold. Gold is definitely a very valuable resource when it comes to your overall score. So start hoarding that gold. Look at that. Selling food for gold. Everybody trying to pump that score. It's amazing that that castle has not been finished. 99.66% on the castle, and everyone's like, nah, let's just not bother. That's very funny. He was so close to losing his own castle, actually, with Sanjay. Barracks, they're going to just start pumping out units to try and inflate the score, but I just don't think that there's a way that you can get your score high enough. It's almost like they've forgotten that it's the score that they need to be pumping. Yeah. And we've landed. And we've landed with vills. To throw up keeps. And make barracks. Overall, beautiful play.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be GG. What do you think? I mean, check the score.
I mean, there's no way. There's not enough time for them to win the game now, right? They're too far behind in score. They're never, like, even Oladushek has a higher score than Wisenatic. So the combined score is so significantly ahead. So there's no time to swing this game around now. You might as well just call it, because you can't get this in time. We can see the difference in the amount of techs being researched as well. Like, Mindless Crusaders are doing everything that they can to make sure that they win with the timing. And I kind of feel like Wisenatic and Lefty have sort of forgotten that that's part of this game, like the best of fives. Having their timing, yeah.
I mean, there are still 20 minutes. Now the score got better for LEFTNATICS. I mean, he's getting better, very slowly.
It's too far away. Too far away. There is a 7,000 point difference between the two teams. And all of that is the difference between Lefty and Oladushek, really. Wisenatic isn't going to be able to compete with the consistently massive score of Sanjay, who has 41 trade compared to their 21 and 18. Considering gold is the point inflator in this, having big gold is very, very important, and not losing vills to navy also important. Yeah, they might as well call it now. There is There is nothing to be done. Oladushek and Sanjay just too strong. They've been pretty damn impressive on hybrid. Like, genuinely, hybrid has been their bread and butter. Capram. They have complete naval control, complete water control now. Heavy demos just going around looking for docks, looking for damage. There's nothing really to damage. Even if this was going to go on longer, even if this was going to go on longer than the hour and a half, it would still be death by 1,000 cuts, and they would still eventually lose. Like, I don't think there is a position that you win this from for the LEFTNATICS. I just don't. It's like, yeah, what do you say? You say GG. How many minutes did you say it was left on?
15. Should be 15 minutes.
What does it say on your Age of Empires?
Oh, you mean the score?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, 1 hour 15 minutes. I mean, I'm live.
And has it started a countdown or something?
Yeah, I mean, you can see the 193 years.
Nice. Well, see, because that doesn't show up on capture age, you see.
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, it doesn't show up. Okay. Yeah, in the game says 189, 88, 87 years. Just now,
Okay,
87.
so yeah. So it'd be
just
like
13 minutes.
122-ish.
Where do you read the score here on Capture Age?
The score, just down to the side,
Yeah.
so you've got the individual players' scores, and then next to them is the combined team
Oh,
scores.
sorry. Okay, that's there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see now.
Which is climbing further and further. We've got a 10,000 point difference between them now, coming up to. So it is full death by 1,000 cuts. The elite cannon galleons are killing the docks, and you know it's a full surround. You call it at this point. Just save yourself the last 15 minutes, because what they're going to do, Onager is on its way in, and Onager is just to destroy woodline. That's all it is. It's for getting rid of the last of the wood on the map. Just to flex.
So if
I don't even know what that upgrade is.
what's that?
I have no idea.
So they're
One of
just
the
updating
Korean,
everything.
Yeah, that's it. Get every tech. Every tech that you can helps boost your score. That's the aim. I've lost tournaments before to players doing a better job at boosting their score.
Oh.
And they certainly, though, you know, it's still fine, because even though the score is somewhat boosted, right? Like, and they're doing things to inflate their score, they have such a dominant position. They're still pressuring their opponent's island. They have complete water control. There is nothing for Lefty and Wisenatic to do. Like, they have no chance. There is no reason to not be calling the game and going on to the next one, unless they're having a really nice time, which they could be.
Hello, Redka. Hi, man. Welcome.
Or they forgot it's a best of 5. Yeah, they think they're going out now. It's like, nah, mate. There's a whole, at least another game. Siege Onager on the way in. Raids.
Yeah, 10 minutes left. 10
Halves.
minutes left. But yeah, Oladushek played very well. I mean, he was dead and he managed to just come back. And
He moved his eco. Like, that's the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
He moved his eco in a way where he didn't get completely taken out of the game, right? He still had like 60 vills alive to reboom on his opponent's, on his ally's island. Lefty wasn't allowed to escape with any more than 10 villagers. Lefty did a great job of rebooming, like, don't get me wrong, but he's so far behind everybody else that it's, you know, if you combine Wisenatic and Lefty's score, that's still only as high as Sanjay.
Probably,
right?
Yeah, it's impossible, no. I think Wisenatic should have landed earlier on when he was still attacking Oladushek. He could have sent like even a few bills and built barracks or whatever. Maybe.
It's tough to say. I actually think that it's down to Lefty dying.
Yeah.
Because Lefty didn't wall and died to the obvious strat of
that's true.
Sanjay just going knights. It forced it into a 2v1, and there's the GG rolling in.
Wow.
Solid play from Mindless Crusaders.
Yeah. Yeah, well played. Really, really well played. Wow.
There we go. Mindless Crusaders. Again, slapping back immediately. Their economy was huge. The trade profit and relic gold for Sanjay is just brilliant. Plus, sending and receiving. Yeah. Overall, we've just seen such good stuff from Sanjay. Like, genuinely very impressive. I might take a hot moment to take a swift break for myself, because that was a long one.
Yeah. Same
Grab
here.
some
So
fluid.
yeah. I'll see you.
So I will be back
Yeah.
in a little bit.
Yeah, take your time, Tom. I will take a break as well. So see you in a bit, guys.
Well, here's me getting back, having a nice time, and pow! They've started already. So we shall have a watch of Shoals this time. So again, we are now into round 4 of LEFTNATICS versus the Mindless Crusaders, and we have Wisenatic here in the yellow this time playing as the Britons. Then Lefty Sexton here in the red playing as the Berbers. Our second time seeing the Berbers and the Britons. And also our second time seeing the Sicilians today as well for Oladushek. And also Finding a Cool Internet Name is Tough playing as the Portuguese. I have to say, the Master Wallalobot, who are one of our sponsors, supposedly, I do see a fair amount of repeat civs in a set, like a lot. In fact, I can't think of a set that I've watched where there hasn't been at least one time a repeat civ. It would have been really nice if they found a way to make it so, like after that.
I don't know.
After it had been, used, that it could maybe random something else.
Yeah, I don't know the algorithm behind.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's something complicated. But Britain's Berbers is a pretty good combo. But what's not a good combo is this is another map that should play out very, very similarly to Migration. Not Migration. What was it called? Mediterranean, where we have this central kind of water area. I remember Shoals being in the random map pool a long, long time ago. I didn't hate it. It's certainly an interesting 1v1 map. In 2v2s, the gold to the side is not necessarily as important as it was for 1v1s, because of course you can still trade. It's really funky how military units can path through the middle, so it's pretty open and accessible. Docks are definitely important to have, but it's only shorefish, so it doesn't collect all that fast. It's probably worth having like a couple fishing ships out, really, but not to. You don't invest heavy into fishing ship eco on this map, I would feel. So first dock out for Oladushek, first dock out also for Sanjay, first dock on the way for Lefty, and a first dock already ready, pumping out its first ship for Wisenatic. Oh dear. Not that one. That one. Couldn't see the chat. Panicky flickery lights. There we go.
You're casting the that's capture rate now. Yeah.
All is.
And the only gold is in small pockets. in 4 areas of the map.
Yeah, so there's kind of like small little chunks of gold by people's starting TCs, and then all of the rest of the gold pretty much is in these chunks of 28,000 gold piles in between each of our players. So they should be relatively safe to take, right? There's a sort of like back gold, let's say, that is in between Lefty and Wisenatic, and in between Oladushek and Sanjay, that could be secured and taken for quite some time, and after that's been taken, you can wall off the side and start trading. This is another funky hybrid map, and Sanjay should have a decent advantage at it, because Portuguese are a great hybrid civ. They should be good at this, because we can be going for a kind of castle into organ gun play that he probably can do quite well, and also has the ability of having a really solid water play as well. For Oladushek, I would probably normally like to see a sort of sergeant play on this map from the Sicilians, but it might not work up against the Britons, who should be able to deal with that quite smoothly with their long-range archers. I'm expecting the Britons to sort of wall up as much as possible, make themselves safe, get castles, and try to go for longbows. I think longbows will be really, really good for them. And then if Lefty just does what Sanjay did last game and pumps out a whole bunch of knights, they'll be in a really good spot. The risk is if they lose control of water completely, then they can have a really rough time. You can still fight for the middle. This is not the middle, the outsides. We can still path through here relatively smoothly, but if we lose the middle completely, you can always be raided by things running through the middle. You can't path through there yourselves. Heavy demos can be on the field, blowing all of your shit up. It can make it really, really rough. So water, definitely something that people are going to have to fight for. But so far, it's just fishing ships that have been pumped out with a defensive fire galley. We can see that we're relatively safe. The sea towers doing a good job of deterring that early feudal aggression. And we can see most players are not investing more than a few fishing ships to collect from the shorefish, except Oladushek, who's decided that he's making 6. But the fire shouldn't really be able to get anything done here. This is more of a galley map to me. I would like the range of a galley. I think that might be more useful. So Sanjay has a stable, so we're not going to try and fast castle. We're not going to try and throw down a castle and be aggressive like that. No. That's not Sanjay's way. Even if the Portuguese are not a traditional kind of cav civ, I see them going for archers more than I see them going for scouts. He's doing it anyway, damn it. He's doing it anyway. That's just how he roll. And we have scouts for Oladushek running around, seeing if there's any damage that he can do. There are quite a few exposed vills here, and we have a lot of scouts. So, can they get anything done? He sees the vills. There's a hole! The reactions are swift, though. Unique pathing has meant that we didn't actually get a single vill kill in that situation. We can't take the fight because the spears will kill us. Oh dear. That could have gone much, much better for Oladushek. But Lefty's defense is solid, and Sanjay came back to help as well. So, oh, he didn't come to help. He came to be a nuisance. He might be able to actually pick off these scouts. There's relatively low HP, and by splitting off together, they're able to take engagements separately. And again, they do such a good job of their team play. This time, Wisenatic is like, no, I'm not going to do team play. I'm going to boom. And here we go. We see a 3 TC Britain boom focusing on stone. So we're going to have castles and we're going to have longbows. Which I think that's pretty good. And again, we're just being a nuisance. This is good. Like, all of this is upsetting the economy of Lefty. Oh. And like the one lot dive out, and then Oladushek dives in. It's so funny, and they're looking for the low HP ones, and they get it again. So that's another 2 Vil pickoffs. All of the scouts should be dead now, but Castle Age is in for both Oladushek and Sanjay. At the same time, they're playing this so well together. Like, genuinely so well together. It's going to be very much down to how well our Britain player can boom and start getting some castles up. 200 stone in the bank for Sanjay. So he won't be going for a castle, but it looks like Oladushek will. Whoops. Green. Oladushek is on stone. Now, is that because he's going to start throwing down towers? Like, this doesn't look like the number of Vils that I would expect to be pumping out for castles, so I think that this was just so he can go for 4 TCs. He doesn't have the wood though, so maybe I'm wrong. Now we're heavy on gold. Interesting. Maybe I just don't know. I'm so intrigued. What are you gonna do? So heavy on gold. We don't have the wood to go for even 3 TCs, even if we sell all of our gold. So why did we collect an extra 200 stone? So we are going for knights. We are not going for any additional dockage. Nobody really prioritising the water at all, which is very, very interesting. We have a Vil coming forward to put outposts down where the large gold is, which is, I think, definitely worth it. Second TC on the way down. No extra TC on the way down for Sanjay just yet. Instead, we are trying to trickle some knights forward. Castle Age finally on the way in. Lefty really needs to finish walling, like ASAP, because he does not want to die the same way he died in the last game. Because these knights are on a hunt, and I think these knights are pathing round. I think they want to target Lefty. They're seeing him as the exposed weaker player. And it will take the Britons a while to get over to be useful and defensive. All it takes is one knight to get in and be a pain. And one knight is definitely looking. The amount of micro that you have to do to kill a single knight with a small army of crossbows is just so much. And at the same time, what do you know? The small number of knights managed to get in and are doing a whole bunch of nuisance raiding to Wisenatic. And what's going on over to the north? our Lefty is receiving the punishment as the Knights managed to get in over here as well. We didn't finish the walling. We only had palisades. We do have 2 stables out, but we're just not going to be at the same level of production as Lefty. Not Lefty, as Wisenatic, I mean. Or Sanjay. Rewalling, we've got damage, Vils picking things off. We've got 64 Vils, but we're losing so many to just an individual knight at the same time. The damage over here is just so high. We're losing Vils left, right and centre. 42 Vils gone. Not gone, down for Lefty. The trickle of knight raids is up there. And off the back of this, they're just quietly expanding the eco. We've got a TC down on the gold. We've got more Vils moving forward. I thought that this was going to be for a castle, but it's not. It's to start donjon rushing. Really nice to see, especially now that we've guaranteed that we don't have any sizable number of archers on the field. We are trying to just boom, Britain boom, but there's so many knights and the donjon rush plus sergeants should actually be really, really threatening. I think it might be looking a little rough for our Citeaux killers right now. LEFTNATICS falling behind, I would say. It's not everything. Defensive castle is on the way, which will put an end to donjon rush over here. But the knights just turn focus away from Wisenatic and they move over to help trying to pressure Lefty. He's saying, oh, knights, you got knights over here. And look at this, it's only a palisade gate, and we've seen so many knights on the field. They'll tear through this like it's nothing, and there's still a hole. There is still a hole. Whoa, the reactions are quick, but again, it's only a house and a palisade. The house almost goes down. It was so darn close. There's probably enough camel knight combo here for this to be a pretty good fight for Lefty. And now we're in a position where the overall military definitely favours Wisenatic and Lefty. The defense is good. It was looking grim, but maybe it's looking okay now. And yeah, I agree, Red. The fact that there is no water play at all is pretty interesting to me. I think, like, stone walling your side of the map and then having a little bit of water presence, just seems really strong to me for, like, Portuguese. I'm not entirely sure why that's not what we're doing. Here we go, we're having a castle of our own up for Oladushek. All of this is securing this gold to the right-hand side, which is very, very nice. We're only just on gold. We're probably going to run out of gold ourselves for Lefty pretty soon. We need to try and find a way of securing this gold, but it is going to be dealt with by a large mass of halbs. Wisenatic, not particularly close to clicking up to Imp, but Oladushek certainly is, and there's the Imp click up. Again, low eco, 71 villagers on the way to Imp. The castle is down and is in a good enough position to probably get that treb out and start pressuring ASAP. Now, Britons, I don't know why we've boomed up to 120 vils. Yeah. Like, Britons can survive on like an eco of like 80 or 90. They're so good at that. So we're definitely going to need more castles though. We don't have the stone for it. We will do soon. If we win this Treb war, this will be actually massive for Wisenatic. Like, absolutely massive. How far off on Imp are we for Sanjay? Not far off at all. He's going to be clicking up in like the next few moments. Just a little bit of eco balance. And up we go. Up we go. Up we go. Or not. You know, that's fine. Let's not click to Imp. The Imp's stupid anyway. Maybe he can't click to Imp because the pressure is on. Imp gonna land in. Are we having to turn our attention over to the other side of the map to go and play a little bit defensive? We might do. We might do. This might mean that the push that is supposed to be coming out of Lefty, not Lefty, of Oladushek is somewhat muted. With the second castle coming down at the front, should mean a decent advantage in the Treb war. We're prepping some longbows as well, and at the same time we are starting some raids. Good damage coming onto Sanjay, down to 85 vils, so it's both 85 vils for Sanjay and Oladushek. Score lead firmly in favour of Wisenatic and Lefty, but I think that's mainly down to the fact that one player has decided to boom to 136 vils as the Britons. But the spam of knights is on its way over, and I think this military dies to this, especially if it's not grouped together. Cavalier and the upgrades coming in mean that they should absolutely mop all of this up. And damage has been done, but I would say not enough, and we will lose our entire military mass. Cavalier dives in, like, yeah, beautiful timing. We're walling it off, just nicely done. And I would run these knights away. Like, you can't fight the Cavalier. Like, it's too... No. I mean, maybe you can if you've got the numbers. If you've got the numbers and they path away, maybe you can fight them. You've not got the health advantage. Oh no, we run them away. I probably would have left them by then. We win the Treb war down the south. Castle goes down. How many Trebs do we have out? We have 3. 3 to the 4. And they get sniped. We don't even have Warwolf in yet. Right? Yeah, we're just massing Trebs. Cavalier are going to start raiding, but to be honest, any raiding done, probably not a huge overall worry for Wisenatic. Like, he doesn't need 130 vills, he needs about 100. So if we lose 30 villagers, that's not the end of the world. That is not the same for Lefty. Lefty cannot lose 30 villagers. He needs to get that castle up. He needs to find a way of getting some defense in his favor. He also needs to find a way of getting himself up to Imp, but he does not have the gold. Unlike Sanjay, who hits Imp, has 95 vils. Overall, again, the better eco. Can they do enough? Can they do enough to stop the Wisenatic push, though? We have lost our gold position at the front, and so we've had to transition to collecting some gold at the back in our sort of safe-ish area. Castles are coming down, and we just don't have a real answer to the, well, the massive Trebs. The worry is if we get up to any, like, we don't need to make any more Trebs. Like, 7 Trebs is probably fine, especially if we get Warwolf. Now it's just getting a massive longbows, right? Or halbs. Oh god, we could probably deny this castle. We could probably deny this castle. The quick walls were attempted.
Oh.
Ah, this castle goes down. We've got to delete it. You got to delete that. You're never going to get that up. Especially with Trebs already pummeling. There we go. He deletes it. Imp finally on the way in for Lefty, who has done a decent enough job of securing the area. We need some Trebs or similar out from Sanjay to help push in. We've got a decent mass of organ guns, which should be pretty good at dealing with this. The question is, can we defend? Again, we're trying to get this castle up. Again, we're sending bills forwards. Again, we're defending with 1 Treb. But 7 Trebs shred through castles like they're going out of business. Oladushek just not able to defend. There's not many vills building this castle, so it could go down, but instead we're backing off. Do we have Warwolf? That genuinely something that we have in? I hope so. Another defensive castle on the way down, and we're just locking this in.
Could be this raid for Wisenatic into Oladushek economy and even finding A.
He's getting so many castles down.
Like, but I wonder if finding A can use his army on the left-hand side of the map, where he's massing organ guns and harps.
Yeah, well, he has to push through into Lefty, like, pretty darn soon. But he does not have the massive siege.
Oh, wow.
Right, there's two castles here that can produce Trebs. And so we can just Treb defense this. Like, we don't even need to put our army at risk. We could just defend with Trebs. And he sends the scout forward just to see what he needs to do. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh god. Oh, not a great fight, not a great fight, not a great fight. Not before all of your upgrades come in. Use the mangonel, yes. Don't throw away all of your army before Cavalier. Oh god, oh god, this is scrappy. This is pure chaos and mess.
Oh no.
This is not when you want to be taking that fight. Second armor upgrade lands, third armor upgrade is in. Cavalier is in 15 seconds. We do manage to get rid of the Treb, so the defense is fine. And we are starting to transition into camel archers, and actually we've managed to kill a lot of organ guns. They're not elite, so unit pathing is trash. And at the same time, we've got Halb and Treb push. We did lose quite a lot of the Trebs. I missed that. I might scooch back and see how we lost all of our Trebs. We had 6 left here. How did we lose them? Sergeants? Was there a ballsy sergeant rush? There was. Sergeants and Cavalier come diving in to try and get as many of those Trebs as they can. The defense was good. We looped around the Cavalier just to see if we could try and mop up as many of the siege units as we could, but the Halb defense was absolutely fine. We pulled them back. Castle should come up as well, and we did manage to kill, okay, some of the Trebs, but not enough.
Well, no. I mean, Oladushek is dead.
He still has 90 vills, but he has definitely lost
90.
his position.
Okay.
Definitely lost his position, and compared to everybody else, like, Lefty is doing fine on his half. He's dying so slow that he's fine. And now we're ignoring the military. We're using our far more mobile raiding force, and we are trying to just dive in and see if we can get some damage done. If we can hit into the back of the eco of Sanjay, this could be really brutal. I just don't think there's an answer to the Britons in this position, and we still have a castle queued up that we've not building. Which is cute. I think this is a leveler. I think we go game 5.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah. This one's definitely not going to the score. Wisenatic is in too big of a position to lose this. Trying to put up a donjon defense, but like, what genuinely, what do you do against this mass of elite longbows? Longbows, they don't die, right? They've got the range. You can't go siege against them. We've got Halb, and because there is nothing to be done, the GG comes in.
Call it.
Brilliant play from Wisenatic, and considering it looked a little dicey for a little bit, didn't it? When the raids were coming in, when Lefty was getting punished again by night raids, and they both came in, and we were in a position where we pretty much lost our army, and we had the startings of an aggressive push against Wisenatic when Wisenatic had 0 defense. The only thing he did was the greediest boom possible, and it fully worked out for him. 5 TC boom, up to 133 vills, and then taking it in Imp after winning the Treb War. Really nice.
Well, yeah, well played, well played. I thought Oladushek was going to win this match. But, yeah. Wisenatic did very, very well.
He did very, very well. And it's interesting because they didn't, for Oladushek and Sanjay, they didn't really manage to team up as much as they probably wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know why.
Well, I think that's just really tough to do on this map. I am definitely intrigued as to why nobody really went for any water control at all, but nobody really went through the middle at all. If anything, it would have been a waste. Amazing. Right, okay. I want... Now, so we go back to this one, and I actually don't want to be in studio mode. That slows down all of my button presses as we look out for the next game.
Another interesting map. Very interesting map.
I can't even see it yet. So, the next one will be Shoals. Oh no, that's what we just had.
Sure. No, Shoals are the we played.
That's the one we just.
That's a ring of water.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Okay, ring of water. This is a bit of a sort of more open map version of Hamburger.
I'm not sure. I mean, I think this is. It depends if the players realize they can move into the land around. I mean, it could be a very short game, but I don't know.
A ring of water forms an island in the middle and leaves land masses in the edges. It is another map intended for team games and is suited for 8 players in 2 or 4 teams. If there are 2 teams, 2 allied players are placed on the island and the other 2 on the outer mainland. So, is this a bit like our game number 3? Is this an enemy island situation where we have 2 players?
Oh, is it? Is it?
And then 2 players on the outside. Yeah. As a larger part of both the island and the outer mainland can be reached from the water, naval dominance is the goal to strive for on this map.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there we go. The more you know. Okay, so they are at least prepping the lobby. I liked that game for I liked that game 4 a lot. I knew this would be a good set.
Yeah,
I,
definitely.
I knew it in my bones that this would be a good set. I think both
Could
of
have
these
been at the
teams,
final.
yeah, either one of them could be finalists. Like, and realistically, to me, like this is who either one of these two teams is who I would have expected to be the best contenders against Sito. I think they're amazing. I've forgotten who our fourth team is. It's you watched them the other day, didn't you?
Sorry, Tom, say again.
The game that you watched on Wednesday. Who was in that? It was
that was
because that was Sito's team, obviously.
yeah, that was
Louisiana
Fleming Camels
Camels. Yes,
with Dubrox and Matt Tomsky.
They're great.
No, that was a bad game, I think. Really bad game.
Well, they just got a bit stomped.
Yeah, but then I think they got I don't know. I had the impression they didn't really push themselves because I don't know.
They well
in July they last set they just didn't play that much. I mean, there was no coordination basically.
Right. I see. Well, you definitely don't get that with. Well, that's a pity because Flaming Camels were a really good team. You had to be to reach the semi-finals to get into the knockout stages of this incredibly competitive tournament. When we had such brilliant teams as Troy, and when we had like Tuna Plus, who I thought really had a great chance of going through, and Dobzak. Like all of these teams that had just brilliant players all round. So to have reached the semi-finals here is a proper testament of skill. Speaking of testaments of skill, it's not 2 on the middle, 2 on the outside. This time it's just 2 on the middle in what is a pretty close map. But it looks like it is being played on Giant. Or like this map size looks huge. This looks like 4v4 map size. This is massive. Because we have a regular game size central island. And then when you're done with the regular game Arabia that we've got going on here, or Black Forest is it? In fact, yeah, we've got Black Forest. And then water, and then a whole other map on the outside. There's too big. Too big, and it's very important for Oladushek to wall off properly this time so he doesn't get raided. Super open to this kind of right-hand side for Sanjay. Nice and connected for Wisenatic, and actually if they manage to go forward and control this central area here, they'll be in a really good spot. I like Turks and Bengalis. Do I like Mayan Slavs more? Maybe. I think Bengalis can be pretty darn good in 2v2. So we shall see. Do you play any of the newer civs?
I played a couple of times Romans, but not the latest ones.
Right.
I haven't. I mean, the problem, I'm still learning how to play the other ones.
Well, there's quite a lot of civs, isn't there?
Yeah.
And learning what they all do is it's a very, very steep learning curve. Not so steep for Wisenatic, who immediately throws down a dock, along with Oladushek. There's been a healthy dose of hybrid. Oh no. Waiting for players. Game paused. Well, we best hope it's just a pause. Or maybe we've had a crash. Oh. Maybe it's me. It might be me, you know?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's me. Has it paused for you?
No.
No, see, I think it has. I dropped 800 frames, 0.1% of my of my stream.
Okay,
it went blurry for a second, and I think I must have gone offline for like a millisecond, enough that the game has cancelled on me. Okay, well, let's try reloading.
Unless they restarted the game because the map, maybe. Let me see. My batteries are dying.
I think they're still in. That's okay.
Yeah, I mean they are still in. Yeah.
That's okay. We'll catch up to real time. Nothing too big was happening anyway.
Yeah, they are at minute 7.
Yeah.
At minute 7.
I crashed at minute 4.5, so we'll get back there. We saw some docks coming up. That's where we went down. So we're already back where we were. Docks also on the way for Lefty. Dock also down for Sanjay. And as I was thinking a smidge earlier, this has been a very hybrid random map selection, hasn't it? Like, there's been some kind of water element in pretty much every single map so far.
Sure.
Which I think water probably favours Turks and Bengalis. But the fact that I don't think water is as important when the map size is huge like this. Yeah. I don't think water will end up being a huge thing, if I'm honest. I think securing the centre of the map will be. I think there's so much res in the middle that if you have the middle and you manage to win it, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to take the whole game. We'll see.
Well, but you could trade on the edges.
It's true, but you can't trade well because of the wood lines.
Oh yeah, so yeah, there is not that much space.
The wood lines will force you to the water, so I just don't think the outside is all that useful. And there should be so much gold that you shouldn't need to trade. Shouldn't. So we have archery range coming down for the Bengalis, more houses, and Lefty is being spotted out. We're walling up. We're walling up properly, and we're going to... Wisenatic is going to lose his scout. There we go. Scout gone. Have we killed anything? Not eco-wise, we certainly haven't. Idle TC time, pretty even for everybody except Wisenatic, who is also getting a mill down to grab some of that hunt, which is really, really nice. We're going for galleys this time. Galleys are great for sniping vills, and they also seem to be pretty decent at trying to snipe scout cavalry. Feudal Age is in, so this Eagle Scout is dead zone. Eagle Scout cannot fight the Feudal Scout in Feudal Age. Slower, less attack, less HP, deader. So, archery range on the way down for Lefty, who is going for a classic Mayan archery play, while Wisenatic is probably going to try and lock down the water. Managed to snipe a few fishing ships there, killed one, and will just run away from the fire galleys. I like going galley instead of fire ship on this map. We've got a fire coming over to try and snipe any fish from Lefty, and we are probably going to start massing up some archers on the land. Blacksmith on the way down as well, so we're going to go for a mix of feudal aggression. At the same time, we have double archery range for Sanjay, and Castle Age again, a fastish castle from Oladushek. But we're losing our fish. And we have pretty much lost the water. There's no real response. We're going to probably lose another villa as well, unless we manage to do some godlike micro. Fire galleys are having to stay hidden. And are we still producing? That's the thing. Are we still producing these galleys? Because I think for Oladushek, he's just going to keep them hidden away in the docks. Until Castle Age comes in and he can get his upgrades.
They could prevent from landing if they pay attention very well. I mean, it's not easy because they could just sneak from any part, but...
I think they're going to be mildly panicked by the pretty fast click-up time, especially while at the back of this, Sanjay is going to start going aggressive and putting some pressure on Lefty. Lefty is going for a skirm defense, so it doesn't really have a huge number of archers up, and is starting to try and wall up. Oladushek's castle comes in 3, 2, 1, Castle Age! What is the response? Do we increase our walling? Light cavalry from the Turks, as we've seen before, are pretty darn good. We are not on stone, so we're not going to try and fast castle this, and instead we popped out our fires. We got a good timing on it, and we are keeping it alive to send Deville to repair it, and our war galley upgrade is in. At the same time, Sanjay has lost complete control of the water. And Oladushek is coming over to back this up. Let's go! So, Stable will be in for the Turks. And we are making some Turk knights to come and kill the skirmishers playing defense. I love this. Castle Age on the way in for Wisenatic. But, like, all of this is good. All of this is very good. We're even microing the skirms down with the archers. All it takes is one knight to dive in, and we're going to lose all of this gold. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. We're trying to throw down a watchtower, but there's a knight there. There is a knight in play, and Lefty Sexton, again, is facing the brunt of the pressure. And the archers are able to just sit underneath the TC. Thankfully, we pushed the knight away, but there should be more. There should be more. Town centre coming up on the stone in the middle. We're going to kind of push. It's very important for the Turk player to start getting castles up. If we start getting castles up and securing the middle, this will be really tough for them to deal with, especially if we have a good mass of Turk Janissaries. They've managed to win the water, I would... maybe. There's a big army of Wisenatic's galleys. Castle Age is in. They're getting Bodkin, which is more important than Fire Galley, for sure. The one benefit of regular galleys over war galleys is their micro potential is much, much higher. They're fast moving, they fire quick, like, they feel good. Market on the way down, so we're going for a sort of markety defense, and we are trying to look at that. He pulls the archers forward by moving back, and he gets good damage on these archers, and they do all go down. Lefty Sexton's defense has been much better this time round than it was in some of the previous games. Second TC on the way down for Wisenatic, and a university, so we're going for ballistics, I feel. And Castle Age in for Sanjay and Lefty at the same time. And those War Galley numbers are a bit intimidating. We're not going to manage to do much if we're just trickling fire ships at them. Yes. Sanjay not as far ahead as he has been in previous ones. This might be tough. Sanjay is at his best when he is throwing knights at his opponent. And every time Sanjay has been unable to throw knights at his opponent, they have lost. And this time Sanjay is going for archers. And will that be their limiting factor? Is that the concern? Maybe not, because we are going to have castles up pretty darn soon. This should be the first castle, I would feel. And I love it that they're able to be that little bit more aggressive with the castle because we have the defense in play. We also have outposts down. And we are going for stone walls. But look, Wisenatic is exposed. This castle comes down in the perfect spot. It forces all of the stone that could be Wisenatic's. There's no way that we're going to hold the middle now with this castle up. You can't.
No.
We cannot hold the middle. This castle is perfect for adding in aggro. The stone walls coming up will be great, but we are actually going to have to think about transitioning to the outside of the map. Like, we have to. Castle Age is in. Crossbow and Bodkin for Lefty, but this castle is up. It is not possible to deny it. We might even stop the stone walls. And off the back of this, Oladushek is going to start pumping out Janissaries and taking more stone. This is looking really tidy now for Oladushek and Sanjay. Like, they are behind in Vils, but not by much. Especially because we've been housed for a little bit for Lefty Sexton. And Wisenatic, even though they are a bit of a booming civ, has been genuinely, I think, thrown for a little bit of a loop with this castle on the front of his base. Have we started making transport ships? We haven't. We're throwing down more docks, though. And we haven't even actually managed to comfortably win the water. The crossbows dive under. They managed to deny the siege workshop before it comes up. Nice little Vil micro there to try and get that siege workshop up. Mangonel will do absolute wonders. But it has to happen. And our ship numbers are not as good as they once were. Ballistics on the way in. Second armor upgrade. We are also heavily relying on our fishing eco. Gill nets definitely is going to be 100% worth it. We are losing Vils. Need a bit of a response here from Lefty. He has army, but the army is pathed round to the south. Pathed round to try and add some defense, I guess, for Wisenatic. He needs Papa Lefty to come in and save him. The Mangonel should pop out and be all of the defense that we need, though. There's so many crossbows. Mango shot, mango shot, mango shot. And it goes down. And this is not enough skirms to push this back. This isn't enough skirms. We can outdo this. The upgrades are good. Sanjay, he's an archer spammer, not just a knight spammer now. We need more mangonels. That mangonel defense is key. And instead, we just throw up What's that? It's another darn castle right on the face of Lefty. Lefty needs to move early. We have one villager on the outside island who is throwing down a TC hidden away in a corner. It is definitely the case that Lefty needs to plan his escape far, far earlier. We did actually manage to kill a whole bunch of those Castlevilles. So that's at least useful. And are we going to try and do some damage? I mean, it's not a super eco for Oladushek. So if they manage to kill some of these Goldvilles, with these units looping all the way around and definite comfortable water control, it would be rough for them to GG early. This castle does finally go up though. And we have siege. And all it will take is a petard, singular petard, to help this push. We are ready for more vills to go and pump more castles. We are throwing down TCs everywhere we can. We're going to try and reboom into this and go for an imp kind of play. It's such a good army though for Sanjay. Like, not even having to go for like Bengali elephants. We're just going straight Bengali archers up to a proper little death ball. No siege in place for it. We're going to look at that diving in. We're going to lose so many vills, and the mango shot was good as well. The pathing, not ideal. We're losing so many villagers. We were just too late in retreating with all of our vills for Lefty again. He gets caught out by not having a backup so many times. So many times. Doesn't he even manage to land a good hit when they're right there? Oh, Lefty. It's painful. TC on the way down for Wisenatic. And we are at least doing a little bit of damage to Oladushek. We've been forced off gold, but look, they don't care. They're taking gold down the middle. We're transitioning into Elephant Archer. We have looped all the way around and we are trying to stop Lefty from moving to the outside of the map. And I think we have managed to do it. Lefty down at 40 villagers. And I don't actually know where... Well, and most of them actually are probably fish. Yeah, 29 vills... Trying to get another TC down, but like, no! Why are we TCing? We should be deleting some houses and getting all of these vills onto the outside of the map. Like, you have lost your position. You cannot maintain this. Defensive castle on the way down to secure this northern side for Oladushek. Oh, no, it's just... I think Lefty might need a little bit more... instruction from Wisenatic. I know it's hard for Wisenatic to do because Wisenatic is having to defend against Sanjay himself. But the fact that he's not told Lefty to get his remaining vills off the island when he's completely lost all position is not great. And actually Wisenatic is having a tough time. He's going an all-vill castle. And this will be good though. If he gets it up, without losing too much, this imp timing is pretty good. He'll be able to start trebbing back some of these castles, because it's not like Oladushek is in a brilliant position to be getting up. Like, they are... This is a relatively all-in strat. And the Trebs are on their way out. Whew. Spicy.
Yeah. What a game, really.
It is, and the castle got denied. There was a little bit of a gap there for Lefty to smooch round. His unit control has been stellar. He's been making some solid decisions when it comes down to his military, that's for sure. Denying that castle is just extra bit of nuisance to the north, trying to get a castle of his own down defensively, but these vills might die, and the castle doesn't have that much HP.
No.
Almost denied. Almost. So much pressure.
Whoa.
So much pressure on Wisenatic. So many Janissaries. Like, I'm saying so many Janissaries, there's actually only 4. And the Trebs are out. The castle's still not able to go up, but this little army should die now, because there is a Mangonel that's come all the way home. We're going to get some big bada booms. Whole little army goes down. But it's done its job. It's done its job in denying that castle for as long as possible. Ooh. It goes on. Wheelbarrow Imp on the way in for Oladushek is a bit further behind, but we should only lose 2 of these castles, and we should have enough stone to get more. The question is, can Lefty start being useful? Lefty is again back down at 54 vills, so significantly far behind. And we've got Sanjay, who is just... What a phenomenal boomer this man is. 104 vills on his way to Imp. Like, this is going to be 2 Imp players versus 1 Imp player. Lefty is not going to be in a position to click up anytime soon because, again, he's fallen behind in villages because he didn't move out fast enough. His defense was fine, but I would have wanted quite a few more of these vills to be on the outside and him actually getting an eco. We have relatively comfortably won water. Relatively. And so if we can keep them hemmed into the middle and still be putting pressure in the middle so they don't win it convincingly, then this is Wisenatic and Lefty's game to lose. But 2 players Imp have a huge window. A huge window to do damage. We have Cavalier on the way in for Lefty. For Wisenatic in the LEFTNATICS. Ooh. Going for a forward castle of our own. We have no castles now, other than one that's pumping out some Janissaries at the back, and we know that we need to regain water, so we are transitioning back over to water now that we are not visible. And that should be really deadly to Wisenatic's eco, because everything is on water. We're trying everything we can to deny this castle, and and we're just throwing vills at it. We're just throwing every vill that we can at it. We're going for Treb defense. Trebs to try and kill the elephants. And it goes up. Imp on the way in for Lefty. So we have to survive until Lefty can start being useful. He's back up at 78 vills now, so I would say we're getting pretty competitive. Second with more castles.
Wow.
More castles.
Yeah, he's repeating the same strategy as before.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I am dubious that there is a way to deal with the mass of elephants. They don't die to Cavalier, right? So you don't want to be going for a Cavalier defense. You're probably going to need Siege Onager, which I believe Slavs get. Siege Onager Halb is definitely going to be something. We're going fire ships round the outside. There are few things that beat a mass of elite war elephants. They're only, not war elephants, elite elephant archers. They're only regular elephant archers right now, so, you know, only 230 HP per unit. There is no point, absolutely no point, in going for crossbowmen or in this kind of defense when you're up against elephant archers. Like, it doesn't die to them. Does not die to them. Might actually prefer the raiding potential of going eagles right now. At least they die slower and could be trying to snipe some of the siege of Oladushek, who is going for cannons. Imp in. Arb upgrade on the way in.
What if they expand at the back and they just wait for the score? I mean, for left in Wisenatic.
I mean, it's an idea, but it would require them to win the water. If they don't have the water held,
okay,
they can't get the score.
right.
The score lead is so dependent on having boats.
Yeah.
Boats and castles. And this castle is actually going to go down to the combined weight of elite elephant archer, cannon and treb. I think the middle is probably going to swing back in favour of Sanjay, who is effectively carrying this with his own might. With just that small bit of trebage that is coming out from Oladushek, all of the trebs of Oladushek, not Oladushek, Wisenatic, that's his name, are going to go down. We need
Paladins.
I
see Paladins. He could raid maybe the base.
They're just Cavalier.
Ah, Cavalier, sorry.
They're just Cavalier. Cavalier do not kill elite elephant archer. Not that they are elite just yet. They've got so much health. All of those trebs go down. Elite elephant archer is now in. These things become mega tanks. 280 HP. So on this little army of elephants, we have nearly 10,000 health.
Wow.
It is so hard to kill them. It takes so long. Cavalier die so much faster. It's like look at that. Look, it's not even close. That's not an engagement that you can take. We need like siege onager. You need halb. Halb still do great damage to them. But here we go. We are in a. I think this is going to swing. I think this is going to swing very, very soon. I think these castles will all go down. I think the combo of elite elephant archer and hussar is going to be enough, especially with the little backup of siege. Now that we've managed to loop round, and what do you know? We sneakily, quietly, out of nowhere, managed to win the water completely. We're in the back. All of the fishing eco of Wisenatic has been killed, and the super exposed fishing economy, which is like a third of, well, a quarter of Lefty Sexton's eco, is vulnerable. We're going for skirms, which will die to the hussar, and skirms are fine. I mean, they do get the bonus damage against the elite elephant archers. There you go. Can you see that bonus damage in action? Yeah. They've got 280 HP. They don't give a shit. They do not care. They're not dying to skirmishers that easily. Chemistry on the way in as well. What we need is our last armor upgrade, actually. If we get our last armor upgrade on these things, get them up to the point where they're completely fully upgraded, and like, oh boy. Oh boy. So hard to push. Now, we have Siege Ram in. That's at least something. Siege Ram will tank some damage. We are actually taking out a castle. We are exposed there, and they are expensive. Getting some raids in on the back. They're only war galleys, so they're not upgraded, so they will actually die to the decent mass of fire ships. Oladushek is quietly coming in. He's also expanded to the outside himself. I am, yeah. I'm worried. I'm feeling it. for Wisenatic. I think they feel, because of the score, that they've got the game in the palm of their hands. But actually, I think the position is looking worse and worse for them. Though, we have lost a lot of villagers. We're now down at 90 for Sanjay. And actually, I'm saying worse and worse. That entire elephant army mass is gone.
Oh, wow.
That's not good. That's really not good. The Cavalier have been able to dive over and snipe the bombard cannons. Cast a curse, eat my words. The expansion has also been noticed by Wisenatic. He might even spot that second TC. He does.
Whoa.
He does. With the found expansion, that might be... Oh, that might be big worries.
This is not good. This is not good.
Skirms. God damn it,
Oh,
Tom.
intercepted that.
You said the words. You said the words, and I was so wrong. Skirm has proved to be absolutely the correct choice. These elephant archers are now no longer in any decent numbers. Our eco is too small to pump them out consistently. We only have 75 vills on the field, with a castle coming up right in the middle. The vills on the way over. Yeah. More castles coming up. Look at that. Lefty held. Lefty proved us all wrong. Yes, it was all of us. We all agreed that Lefty was wrong. It was all of us. It wasn't just me. As Lefty has actually carried this end. His skirm choice has proven to be absolutely right. Skirm backed up with the siege ram. Just tanking up enough of the damage that they're not dying to the elite elephant archers. Getting those castles up. Keeping the middle competitive and having a controlling position on the outside. Sanjay is now the one who is too late moving to the outside of the map. Having to hop into the TC of his ally as more of Green's units go down. Like, we're still sort of okay, but at the moment, nobody has a response to Siege Ram. Siege Ram is currently untouchable, and the raids are going to start coming in. With this castle finishing, we're going to lock down this chunk of the map. Yeah, we can't win this by score. We can't win this by score if we are Oladushek and Sanjay. We're too far behind now in vills for Sanjay. The raids have been nuisancey. And this whole middle area is gone. This is one. What a quick swing. To go from having the position in the middle where I honestly thought that they were going to start the spiral, like the snowball that was pretty much untouchable, to go from that to a complete game loss in like 10 minutes is brilliant. The Siege Ram Skirm combo has done everything that they needed it to. Sanjay moving out to the kind of right-hand side of the map, but the units are searching. They are trying to find every little bit of expansion. They do not want these players to be able to get a foothold on the outside, especially now that they are winning the middle so convincingly. Hussar doing okay, but just not enough numbers. Now they're not able to take fights together. 55 vills now for Sanjay. 2 TCs down, but what do you know? I think they get spotted. Wisenatic should find this. Oh, just misses it by a dot.
Even so, they don't have units to defend
doesn't see it.
themselves.
Doesn't see it.
It's so. Oh yeah.
Does not see it. Okay, but at least does some pressure around here. The castle is in a good spot. We've at least got some stables to defend to the north. But more of these vills are getting picked off. We're not really able to make any. Third TC coming down. This TC should get spotted. by our patrolling cavalier. So we should at least know that he's over around that side. Another castle coming down in the middle. This castle could go down. There are 2 trebs here. Monk's gonna monk, and we have started an Eagle Warrior transition. Oh, no, that's... Those are Lefty's trebs. Why is Lefty's treb over there?
Yeah. No.
Interesting.
You didn't see those elephants, probably.
Yeah, trying to get more trebs out. Starting siege workshops to get some siege rams. Look at... I have to say, I'm very impressed with the amount of TCs that Sanjay is able to throw down consistently. This boy, he booms. He booms good. But he's going to have to... He's got 30 in-game minutes to build up enough points to try and balance this out. But Wisenatic, he has the score lead. Destroying buildings is a great score inflator. Having lots of fish was a great score inflator. Having lots of navy is a great score inflator. Navy, definitely in favour of Oladushek. In fact, the navy is the only reason that Oladushek's score is even competitive, with only having 45 vills on the field. So combined vill total of under 100 for the Mindless Crusaders. This is... this may be all she wrote. I fear that they may call it before time limit is a thing. There it is. The call comes in.
Whoa, wow. Unbelievable.
And again, the LEFTNATICS hold strong and take a hybrid map. And this goes 2-3 in a pretty epic set. All things considered, I think very impressive from Mindless Crusaders. I think they looked really good today. But also, hot damn, LEFTNATICS. Hot damn. Me.
Yeah, good choice. Those skirmishers, and Wisenatic that managed to build those to keep up those castles. They didn't give up.
No,
he was just preparing them.
That
saved their game.
It was fantastic. It was genuinely, it was really, really fantastic. I bet this was I think this was a tough set for them, though. Like all things considered, I think that Oladushek and Sajay brought an incredibly competitive series. Like, there was no really easy games in that. Every single one of them was tough and hard fought.
Oh, there. Hello, Wisenatic. Welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, man.
I'm pretty sure Lefty will join soon as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure he will. He's got to be feeling pretty smug with himself.
Start channel. Okay.
Oh, hello. Hi, Oladushek. Hi, man. What a game! What a series of games, guys. Well done, everyone.
It was very intense.
It really was. The amount of hybrids that you got for this matchup.
Yeah,
it was like...
we were not lucky with that. you can tell.
Very much so. Considering that I genuinely feel like Mindless Crusaders have pretty good hybrid play. Like every time you got another hybrid map, you're like, no.
Yeah.
Certainly in
indeed
in game 3 when Oladushek was Koreans and held just so comfortably. Was it game 3, game 2? One of them. They all blend into one on the
I think
enemy islands.
Enemy islands. Yeah, I think that was even double unlucky. Not only that it's another full water map, but also like he had 3 very easy wood lines. It was only 10 palisade walls, and he's fully walled. And since it's such a far distance, there's no way scouting that and adjusting the the plans or
Yeah.
the strategy to that. So my aggression with that, of course, was pretty useless, and yeah, they got a nice lead with that.
What was great though is that even though he had the easiest walls possible, did still muck it up, didn't you? Left one little gap, and then the scouts did manage to come running in and cause a bit of trouble for poor Oladushek there.
Yeah, a little bit, but well, I guess 2 or 3 villagers, probably not more, since he
Yeah.
had everything so close and so much together, and yeah, surely not worth the investment. But yeah, as I said, a little bit unlucky with how the map spawned,
Definitely.
I think.
But I have to say, at least everybody was lucky enough not to get genuinely terrible civs. I think overall, civ selection was pretty good this time round. Certainly for Crusaders, I think you guys ended up with some civs that quite suited you a fair amount. Certainly for Sanjay, able to spam them knights.
Yeah. We had good civilizations overall, I think.
Very nice. Was there a game, Oladushek, that you felt was hardest for you guys in this set?
Well, last one and second one, I think.
Mm.
I don't know, like all where we lost.
Yeah.
No, but I think Scholz was just our mistake that we didn't adapt to what to do.
Yeah.
I think.
You definitely had a window on Shoals where there was a decent chance of you guys taking it. You got your castle up right at the front of Wisenatic's base, and he had nothing in defense. He was like full 5 TC boom, but the timing of that imp click just got it just right, and the hold with the defense. Tough map. I really liked this game 5 though, from both teams.
It was...
I thought that Mindless Crusaders had it. I thought they had it in the bag when Sanjay had up to that solid mass
so many
of elephants, and they just weren't dying at all. And then the siege at the backup from Oladushek, and it was pushing in, and it felt over until who comes in like the low ELO hero with 1,000,000 skirm defense, but Lefty Darn Sexton, the Smurf of the tourney. And
what's going on?
Absolutely, what's going on? As you really pulled out the stops in this final game to I think without
Yeah, I
you
got lucky.
helping in joining in with that defense. I was really worried when you hadn't managed to pull all of your villagers off the central island when you lost your whole base.
I had one. I think I had one sitting over there. On the other
Yeah,
side.
you had like a few
One.
vills
Yeah,
that
one.
built the TC instead of escaping. I was like, no, not again! Not a repeat of enemy islands where you you don't escape early enough. But no, didn't matter. You held beautifully, made enough units, and swung the whole thing back in your favour. Really nice. How did you feel about your set today?
Overall, it wasn't bad. I had quite a few holes. I love to cut trees down and let the enemy in my base. It went really well.
Sanjay definitely liked putting knights inside your base. He decided. I think that is definitely his favorite thing to do, and
I'm
he
sure he was so happy.
he definitely did it. That is for sure. Well,
Yeah, there were some good games.
there were some good games.
Hats off to them. They played well.
I think they're definitely a really competitive team and worthy semi-finalists. But that means that they do not get to face up against the beasts of Citeaux and Big Chief. Louisiana will not be a matchup for poor Lefty and Oladushek. Instead, LEFTNATICS, you face them again. You face them again as the only team who have taken a set off Citeaux and the Chief. Are you going in feeling pretty
Coming for you,
confident?
Chief. As long as Sato has a bad day, yeah, I think maybe he's a little overwhelmed with the NAC stuff, and
Maybe. Well,
I'll say he'll be primed and ready to go. So
that might be
we'll
the
probably be in
worry.
trouble.
He might be
Yeah.
so primed because of NAC and so
Yeah,
on a
that's
whole
what I
other
figured.
level.
Uh-huh.
But
I think even without, like we showed, we can beat them, and like especially if we get to play our standard game, I think we have a very good teamwork, and yeah, in the late game, I don't really fear that much, since Lefty will add so much more value than Big Chief. So yeah, we just have to play together in the early game, and yeah, hope for some better maps and not not too worse of civs, but I think we to be fair, I maybe even prefer Sito and Big Chief over the Mindless Crusaders
yeah,
with their play style, but yeah, let's see how that works.
I look forward to it. So, for Mindless Crusaders, thank you very much for playing this whole tournament. You've been brilliant and a joy to watch and a joy to have in. So thank you very much, Oladushek, for again
Yeah, I
proving
think
you are a tournament
have-
smurf.
we have third place match, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
absolutely.
can. Yeah, you have to play the third match, guys.
Yeah.
But that means that it's just probably for me, the last game for me to cast will be our finals when that comes in for you guys to play. So I look forward to that, and for then I'll think of some better questions for the winners. For everybody else though, and everybody in stream, I'm gonna end it now.
I have a question.
Oh, go
I have a
for it.
question. I think I think it was the third match when you or Oladushek were trying. Well, you. I don't remember if it was you, but someone put a dock in the small pond
Oh,
with the four fish
The
resources, and you
Yeah.
created
Second game.
a demolition draft. Do you think it would be different? It would have been different if you had a galley instead of the demolition.
Galley will not work because, I was thinking what to do, but
yeah.
I wanted to blow more villagers, overall.
More vills.
But
going
once I
in.
show something, he will react
Yeah.
and maybe even make tower. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the demo was the perfect choice as well. Like he got 3 villagers,
vills, yeah.
could have even be more. But
Okay.
yeah, I was able to run, but yeah, some of them body blocked as well.
Your reaction
Yeah,
was
but
so fast for that demo. Had you seen it coming or
thank you.
something? Like it was...
No, I was surprised by the doc. Was just probably in the right time at the in the right at the
and
right point.
The thing is that I wanted to wait more to have wait until he has 6 villagers, right? But then I know that he will watch and maybe check his so I need to do faster and 3 vills.
Okay.
I wanted to go to Lefty because he was closer and he had 10 villagers, but he was already almost done with fish.
yeah.
Then I realized that maybe Mongols will eat 2 boars quite long time and then switch after on fish. So I'll go to Wisenatic.
There's sadly only 1 boar on that map.
Yeah.
Feels bad with Mongols.
Yeah, we were not thinking about this, honestly, that you can easily lame us. We were not thinking. That was our big mistake.
Lefty tried it. He went for the lame. He just did not succeed.
Yeah, but you didn't know. But I killed my boar because he lamed it. Because I stupid. Yeah, I killed my boar.
No, I completely.
Yeah, I killed with DC. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm stupid.
Just habit, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. It worked out then.
Well done.
Yeah, it stopped following me. I don't know. Is that because of the line of sight bonus?
I don't know. You should hit him twice.
I hit it 3 times. 1 extra. Yeah. Yeah, I hit it. But yeah, it was in my line of sight. I mean, like, a good 3 tiles still, and it just stopped. So
And
Yep.
after a while, it stops.
Just DE Things. Well, Just DE Things is also rolling up the stream. Thank you guys for playing. Thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. And I'm going to turn it off and go and get some dinner because that was a long and very interesting set.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, 3 hours and a half, guys. It's really long.
Yeah, also happens with